Testing.
Too much, but it's never enough. I'm searching.
woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man,
Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 444th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Monday, April 29th, 2019. As always, we are multi-streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching, thanks for making the Sharpe reality a part of your daily routine. If you guys want to comment on today's show, or if you have a question or a comment, 914-205-5356 is the number to call. Again, that's 914-205-5356. The number is on your screen. We're going to get to today's topics here in a little bit, but I want to start with something that seems to be happening at an increased rate. And that is supporters who think they can disrespect me because they super chat or because they're patrons. Now, I had an incident this weekend where someone who claims to have followed me for a little while, I guess, well, actually claimed to have followed me for a while, he got an email from a member of my staff telling him to stop wasting my time. Okay? I wasn't made aware of this email until after he sent the email. Okay? That one's on me. A staffer got out of pocket on my watch, so that responsibility falls on my shoulders. The buck stops here. There's no getting around that. Now, all of that said, even though I would not have used the language that my staffer used, I stand behind what that message was. No, I don't mean stop wasting my time. Okay? I only use that kind of language with trolls and haters. But what I did agree with was that this particular dude was dishonest about a lot of things in terms of our communications back and forth over the last few months. And I'm not going to get into the details of what happened or what didn't. But the Reader's Digest version is that this guy wanted free advice, which, by the way, I am perfectly okay with. That's why I allow you guys to call in. I have absolutely zero issues with you guys calling me on my show and seeking advice on certain things. That's why I started this whole thing, the whole TSR Live in the first place. But what this guy did, what this guy attempted to do, was get individualized advice without becoming a patron or booking a consultation. Again, all he has to do is call in during the show. I open the phone lines for 2 hours a day, guys. The call is free. The advice is free. I charge $225 an hour for my consultations, guys. And to be quite honest with you, there's probably going to be another rate hike before the end of the year. I have a lot of consultations. Okay? But let's go back to the $225. I don't care how much money you make. $225, that's a lot of fucking money, guys. Most guys either can't or won't pay for that, which again is totally fine with me. But I do realize that there are guys out here who need my advice but can't afford it. So I came up with a few ways to get to make individualized advice available to people without them having to pay an arm and a leg. Right? I want what you have. I need this advice. I don't have the money. I get that. So what I did is I created a $15 Patreon tier that gives you 2 video responses per month. Okay? I also give substantial discounts for patrons up to 45% off of my regular rate. But even if someone can't or won't pay $5 a month, this is why I opened the phone line, guys. Guys, listen, I love giving out free advice. But my time is valuable to me. The older I get, the more valuable the commodity of time becomes. The bigger this thing gets, the more responsibilities I have, the more clients I get, the less free time I have to myself. Not only that, it takes a lot of work to do this show every day. Don't cry for me. I'm doing what I love to do. But because I don't have a lot of time, I charge $225 per hour for any advice I give outside of the hours of 1 and 3 Eastern, Monday through Thursday. I'm on a little early today. I'm going to be on early all this week, and I'll tell you guys why momentarily. But not only was this guy never a patron, he lied to me and said that he was when I asked him if he was. There are 8 months of emails between us, and the interactions go a little something like this on the regular. He emails me. He blows smoke up my ass. He tells me, oh, I love your show and you're the man and all this. He asks me a very long and drawn out question. Okay. And then I tell him I can help, book a consultation, or become a patron to get a discount, or call into the show. Then he'll reply with some bullshit reason as to why he couldn't or wouldn't book a consult. Oh, I'm having trouble with Patreon. There's a glitch in the system. I've got to work this week. It was always something. I invited him, guys, no less than on 3 different occasions. Okay? I invited him on 3 different occasions to go through the proper channels to get a one-on-one with me. This is what I did. But he never did, guys. Okay? And when my staffer Andy, a lot of you guys have had interactions with Andy, okay? Andy discovered that this dude didn't respect my time and didn't respect the time of my supporters. So what Andrew did is he wrote an email. Now, granted, again, Andy should have run this by me first, but he didn't, and that's been dealt with, right? I've already dealt with him on that. But instead of coming to me directly, this guy did, after getting this email from Andrew and asking me, hey, Donovan, listen, man, your staffer sent this to me, and I wanted to address this with you directly to let you know that this was not my intention to clear the record. Instead of doing all that, guys, he sent me this. He says, quote, well, I just want to let you know. And by the way, the guy's name is B. Scott. And I don't look at the chat anymore. I only look at Super Chat. If B. Scott's in the chat, ban the fuck out of him. Get him out of here. Eliminate him from the channel. Time him out. Ban him. I don't want you guys to see him or hear him. Don't give a shit. He says, well, I just want to let you know that I've been a long-time subscriber to your YouTube channel and a Patreon supporter, but I will not tolerate the unnecessary disrespect from you or your staff. From now on, I'm unsubscribing from your channel and no longer supporting anything you do or associate with. P.S. Learn to respect your supporters, megalomaniac. Now, here's the thing. Had he reached out to me at first and he didn't like the interaction, right? If I told him, go fuck yourself, then he's got every right to write that email, right? Again, listen, whether or not my staffer disrespected him or not, at this point, I don't give a shit. I would be concerned, except for the fact that he took this tact, right? Gentlemen, what this email told me was that he never intended to go through the proper channels to get a one-on-one with me in the first place. And 2, he's the typical nigga who expects free shit from me because I'm black. Which means what? Which means he does not respect my time. So he's up my ass for 8 months asking me this and that. But the minute he gets called out for trying some grimy shit, now I'm a megalomaniac. Now I have delusions of grandeur. Think about it, guys. If this guy really wanted to squash this, he would have come directly to me for clarification instead of telling me what his punk ass did or didn't tolerate. This guy, B. Scott, he's a part of a subset of the black community who admires guys like me, but he secretly hates me because I do things like fuck white girls, because I speak well, I'm kicking life's ass, I'm unapologetic. Dude, the other day I had someone on Facebook call me a wise sellout. A what? Like, he acknowledged that I know my shit, but he called me a sellout. The guy literally admitted that he envies me, but doesn't want to put in the work, so I'm the sellout. This is the problem with niggas, guys. Niggas want something for nothing from black people because we're black, but when we don't give it to them, they call us sellouts. They call us coons. They call us megalomaniacs. Another former patron of mine talk shit about Devin. Talk shit about Devin. And when I checked him on it, this nigga had the gall to tell me I was white knighting. Guys, I get this shit all the time, and it's always niggas. It's a goddamn shame that I got the most of the hate. The overwhelming majority I get. The overwhelming majority of the hate I get is from black people. Niggas and black women. We talk about uplifting each other. But the minute someone comes along with something to say, fuck you, you're a sellout. The minute I don't give away free shit, fuck you, you're a megalomaniac. Not black men who want to better themselves. Like you guys, okay? I'm talking about niggas. Dudes who only want to be entertained by the fuckery and the fighting and the infighting on black YouTube and in the black community, but then they want to come over here and shit on me because I'm out here doing what I do and not giving them free shit. When guys say, learn to respect your supporters, what they mean is, please allow me to talk shit about you and don't respond because I pay for your content. Gentlemen, I've blocked no less than 24 patrons and refunded their money because of shit like this. Every single one of them, niggas, not black men. Not black men looking to improve themselves. I'm talking about ignorant ass niggas. And you guys know who you are. Guys, I love doing what I do, man. And from the heart, I absolutely love each and every one. From the bottom of my heart, guys, I love each and every one of you guys. You guys are the reason that I am able to do this for a living. And for that, I will be forever grateful, regardless of how long I'm able to do this. But when you disrespect my time by expecting me to just give you something you didn't earn, when you are cutting corners, when you are deceiving, me, this guy, as a matter of fact, B. Scott, first his name was Brian, then his name was Bruce. Why did he do that? Because he didn't want me to catch on that it was the same guy, Brian or Bruce. I don't have time to look at emails, man. I don't have time to look at email addresses. I get dozens of these things every day. No, this guy took full advantage of this and changed his name. He did that shit on purpose. But when you disrespect my time, when you're trying to cut corners to get something from me that others are willing to pay for, I got no time or respect for you. Again, guys, I know that not everybody can afford $225 an hour, man. I know that not everybody can afford $15 a month or even $5 a month. I get it. I've been there. But that's the reason I decided to make my entire show available to the public and stop abandoning guys who can't afford a Patreon membership and give you guys access to call me during my show for free. So B. Scott, fuck off, nigga. Unsubscribe from my channel and tell everyone you know to unsubscribe. I do not need people like you anywhere around or anywhere near what we are trying to do here. And anyone who has a problem with what I just said and did, fuck you too. Unsubscribe from me too. I don't want you guys around me. I don't want that kind of fuckery around me. I'm not pro-black. I'm not pro this. No, I'm pro-male. I'm going to treat you like a man, irregardless of your skin tone. Just because you're black doesn't mean I'm cutting you a break. I'm going to treat you like a man until you give me reason to treat you otherwise. Those of you who understand how hard I work to make this show possible and to make steady improvements in your experience, you guys know why I do what I do. I want you guys to stick around, not niggas like B. Scott. B. Scott, fuck off, nigga. All right, on to more pleasant matters here. It is Build Your Woman Week here at TSR Towers. And this week is going to be dedicated to finding, training, and maintaining a quality woman to be in a long-term relationship of consequence with you. Now, some of you might be thinking, Donovan, what the fuck are you doing? Quality women don't exist in this part of the world, and you would be right. You're getting no argument from me. Our current culture of feminism girl power and men and females are equal damages most females to the point to where they're literally good for nothing but sex. Pardon me. Now, what this means for men is that we have to pick up the slack. In other words, it's on us to find and cultivate good habits while eliminating bad habits that females have. Now, is this fair? Doesn't matter if it's fair or not. It is what it is. And as men, we have to adjust and act accordingly. 6-7 decades ago, women came ready-made for marriage and long-term relationships. It ain't like that anymore, guys. And if men want a relationship, a good, solid relationship of consequence with a woman who respects and loves him, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of work. The truth of the matter, guys, is that the player life isn't for every man. A lot of guys just don't want to spend the time. They don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the resources on fucking random pussy. A lot of guys aren't interested in fucking multiple girls and doing what it takes to maintain a harem. I get it. Guys don't want to have to worry about STDs and did I use a condom last night, or is Heather going to ghost on me, or how many approaches did I do today? How many matches did I get? So on and so forth. On the other side of that coin, there are a lot of men like myself who have lived that player lifestyle, but we grew out of it. A lot of guys find the red pill, we learn game, we crush pussy for a few years, then we decide it's time for a change, for whatever reason. Now, as red pill aware men, we understand very clearly that women are not essential to our lives, guys. Yes, pussy is great, but we can get that from most girls anyway, because bitches out here giving away pussy like it's Halloween candy. And last I checked, Halloween candy was free unless you're passing it out. We also understand that long-term relationships are no longer necessary. Listen, we don't need girlfriends and wives to live happy lives. But to deny the fact that the right woman has the potential to elevate our lives in certain ways we cannot, that is disingenuous. Meathead red pill guy likes to say, bitches ain't shit. Play for life, west side. But secretly, that guy wants to settle down. He knows it is extremely difficult to find a female. He knows it's extremely difficult to find and train a quality female. So he overcompensates by making everyone think he wants to pound random pussy till he kicks the bucket. I'll be fucking the orderlies when I'm in my rest home. Play for life, west side. Whatever reason you as a man wants a long-term relationship, this week is going to give you a red pill influenced guide on how to do so. I'm going to take you guys from point A to point Z. I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to build a woman, to be the feminine, ladylike significant other that elevates your life. We're going to do this day by day. 5-part series. Today, I'm going to be covering the vetting process. Signs she might be a female of quality. What to look for. What to stay away from. Questions to ask and so forth. Tomorrow, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes with the training, rewarding, and punishing our woman. When is the right time to reward her? When do I punish her? How do I train her? Wednesday is boundaries and expectations day. What boundaries to set? How to enforce those boundaries? How to create realistic expectations and so forth. Thursday is sex day. That's fucking day. I'm going to tell you guys why you need to be selfish in bed, why you do not need to give a shit about her needs in bed, how to dominate her sexually, and does dick size really matter? I'm going to answer that question as well. And Friday, we'll cover preventative measures, getting the best out of your woman, and a contingency plan in case things go sideways. So guys, this week is going to be jam-packed. Jam-packed. Every episode is going to be anywhere between 2.5 and 3 hours long. I mean, the reason why is because of the sheer volume of information I'm going to be giving you guys. This is why I'm going to be on Monday through Friday. I'm going to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to be on from 12 until hopefully 3. So buckle up and take notes. So let's go ahead and start from the very, very top. How to tell she may have the potential to be a female of quality. Now, most of us are well aware of the signs that a female is a low quality slut who's going to make a bad girlfriend or a bad wife, right? Tattoos, piercings, kids, etc. Okay? And if you followed me for any significant amount of time, you are aware of the not so obvious signs a woman eventually will fuck around on you. Those undercover slut tells. I actually just re-released those. Like the fact that she lives alone, works in or has ever worked at a call center, works out at a meathead gym. I re-released that archive this past weekend. But what a lot of guys are in the dark about, that they seem to think they're informed about, is how to tell a woman is worth committing to, right? Guys will say things like, well, if she knows how to cook, she's a keeper. Or if she doesn't let me fuck her on the first date, wifey material. If she grew up in a two-parent home, she'll make a great wife. Now, while those things could certainly make a woman more likely to be a female of potential quality, a lot of other things have to be in place, guys. Let's not get that twisted. Listen, I've fucked a lot of sluts who could cook. Girls who don't let you fuck on the first date are usually doing so to put on a facade to make you think she's never done that before. But little do you know, she went on 3 first dates, in the last 3 nights, fucked all 3 dudes. And 99% of women in this country are sluts, whether or not they had both parents or both parents are not growing up. Those are all very superficial and very lazy ways to evaluate a woman. Understand this, gentlemen. There is no getting around this immutable fact. It takes a long time to train and vet a woman to be your main chick. I dated Devin for 18 months, a year and a half. I vetted and trained her for 1 year and 6 months before I made the commitment. Saying, well, she can cook, she had both parents, I didn't fuck her on the first date, so let me wipe this bitch up because I found my snowflake. That's ridiculous. Nobody, and I mean nobody, not even me, can tell if a woman is worth committing to long-term in under 6 months. And to be honest with you guys, it might even be longer as far as minimum goes. But there are a few traits that she will display within the first 6 months if she's a woman maybe worth committing to, maybe putting in your training program. And I'm actually going to point those out right now. What I'm also going to do is show you how to spot an imposter, the girl who is trying to make you think she is a quality woman. So let's get started here. Number 1, she rewards good treatment. Now, let's not mistake this good treatment for being a beta. Okay? Being a beta male behavior is supplicating. Beta male behavior is disingenuous. Beta male behavior is manipulative, which is why women despise beta male behavior. Beta behavior is passive aggressiveness, not being direct. Complimenting her when she doesn't deserve it. Oh, I love that outfit when you both know it looks terrible. Oh, you look so hot. She's wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt and her hair is in a bun and she has on no makeup. Telling her you love her after a week. This is just because you want to fuck her. You don't love her. You just want to fuck her. Right? Those are beta male characteristics, beta male tendencies. Beta male behavior, gentlemen, is not attractive and is not masculine. And this is why women friend zone these guys. Last week on Patreon, I released a 3-part series on how to avoid the friend zone. It is guaranteed to work. You need to check it out. No, what I mean by good treatment is being a gentleman. Holding the door open for her at restaurants, pulling out the chair for her, opening the car door, not letting her drive, ordering for her. Now, a lot of you guys might think, wait, ordering for her? Yes, I do this all the time with Devin. When we are at sit-down restaurants, I do all of the talking to the waiter or waitress. What are you going to have? Okay, she's going to have a Diet Coke and a chicken and spinach salad. I'll have a Diet Coke and the 32-ounce porterhouse T-bone steak or whatever. I order for her. Well, how do I do that? Ask her, what do you want to eat? When she tells you what she wants to eat, then you order for her. When the relationship starts, gentlemen, be a masculine gentleman. Treating her, being a masculine gentleman, guys, this means treating her like a lady when she deserves it. This means texting her every so often in the morning, right? If she doesn't text you first, with a good morning text. Calling her beautiful when she looks beautiful, when she deserves it. Taking her on dates when she's earned it. You don't take a bitch out because she lets you fuck her. You kidding me? Okay, you let me fuck you. You know what you get in return? You get another chance to fuck me. Basically, treating her with kindness, fairness, treating her well. Guys, treating her like a lady. Women of potential quality reward this behavior. Low quality women do not. Here's the difference. When you text a quality woman, a woman of potential quality, good morning, she texts right back and asks you how you slept. Again, if she hadn't texted you already. When you tell her she looks great in her outfit, she blushes and says thank you. So do you. When you take a quality woman or a woman of potential quality on a dinner date and she gives you the blowjob of her life, of your life, and lets you fuck her 6 ways from Sunday, and then makes you breakfast in the morning before you wake up. Bottom line, gentlemen, quality women reciprocate good treatment. That's how this works. Low quality women do literally the opposite. If you send a slut a good morning text, she'll wait until after she maybe had fucked Kevin in sales in the parking lot to text you back. You call a slut beautiful, she'll say, I know. Or she'll say, God, everyone's been telling me that lately. Something's in the water. You take a slut on the date, and she will run up that tab with expensive drinks. And then she'll tell you she's got to go console her friend who's going through a bad breakup and go get ass fucked by Kevin in sales later on that night. You hold the door open for a slut, she'll say, well, I can open it myself. Or they just walk through without even saying thank you or acknowledging your gesture of gentlemanness. The better you treat a slut, the worse the slut will treat you. Why? It's because she knows she's not worthy of good treatment. No matter what sluts say, they know they're trash. Sluts know they're scum. Sluts know that they don't deserve to be treated like ladies because they don't act like ladies. And any man who is too stupid to recognize sluts for who and what they really are punished by said slut with bad behavior. Slut guys want to bitch and moan all the time about, oh, this woman treated me poorly. Sluts are literally telling the world, they are telling men of quality, I am a slut, I am not a lady. If you treat me like one, I will teach you that treating women like myself as though we are wife-worthy females is something you should not do. This is what they're telling us, guys. A lot of guys out here treating sluts like queens and wonder why they get shitted on. So what do? They go after the same kind of slut. She shits on them again. Rinse and repeat. And don't give me this, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting to get a different result. Newsflash. That's a myth. The definition of insanity is not doing the same thing again and again and expecting the same result. That's just some shit that some success porn, purveyor made up, right? A lot of the pyramid scheme guys, the higher up guys. I walked away from a 7-figure job to do this for a living so I could be my own boss. Man, I was waking up every day. I went to work. I dreaded my job. My $3.5 million salary just wasn't fulfilling me because I wasn't my own boss. You know what they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different result. And you can learn to do what I do for the low, low price of $299.99. Get the fuck out of here with that. Anyway, sluts know that they do not deserve good treatment, which is why they misbehave when a man treats her like high-value women. This is why sluts, the better you treat sluts, the worse you treat sluts, the better they treat you. Because again, in their hindbrain, and it's subconscious. They don't do it on purpose, but subconsciously their brain says, finally, a guy who knows that I'm not worth shit, a guy who knows I'm good for literally nothing but ass to mouth and a cab ride home after he uses my body as a toilet. Finally, a guy who recognizes that I do not deserve to be treated like a lady. This is why sluts run after and chase after the bad boys, the guys who treat him like shit, like a fat kid chasing an ice cream truck. Because in her mind, that guy knows how to handle women. High quality women reward good treatments. Sluts punish it. Number 2, she appreciates the little things. When I was a teenager, I treated my high school sweetheart very, very well. Her name was Jill. Dude, beautiful long blonde hair, emerald green eyes, beautiful face. Right? I used to write her love letters every day. I gave her a rose every other Thursday. It was kind of a little tradition. That's a long story. I may or may not get into that. For Valentine's Day, I'd bring her balloons, flowers, chocolates, the whole nine. I did all that stupid sappy shit. Jill loved it. And do you want to know why Jill loved it? Because we were young. I was 16 and she was 15. Right? And the reason that's significant is that she hadn't had the innocence fucked out of her yet. Of course she liked all that sappy shit, guys. She'd never experienced it before. I was her first everything. Her first kiss, her first date, her first blowjob, her first fuck, first Christmas, first Valentine's Day, first everything. Jill absolutely adored what I did for her because she'd never had this kind of treatment. So, how does this relate to women, you ask? Women who appreciate the little things are women who are far less superficial. Superficial women all have this been there, done that attitude. And they say it out loud, been there, done that. They'll be talking to their friends, and they'll say, and he had flowers for me when I got home, and I appreciated it, but I was kind of thinking, meh, been there, done that. Of course, Courtney the slut has had many men buy her flowers, and her unfortunate husband is the latest in a long line of men who had done this for her. But her reaction, Courtney the slut, her reaction wasn't the same when she got them for the very first time from her boyfriend Brad in high school. Right? Her reaction wasn't the same when she got them from her next boyfriend, Chad, in college. Right? Or even the third time after that. But every time a man does something romantic for her, like leave a post-it note on her car telling her that he loves her, or sending her a short video to let her know she's on his mind, or surprising her by taking her to grab an ice cream cone for a walk in the park, she becomes more and more desensitized to that kind of stuff. Now, that's not her fault, right? The more you experience anything, the more you experience any given something, the less of a novelty it is, no matter what it is, which, incidentally enough, also includes sex. But women who truly appreciate gestures like this are women who might be worth committing to. Why? Because it shows that she hasn't experienced it that much, which also means she's probably hasn't had a bunch of boyfriends or husbands. She hasn't been there, done that. Well, Donovan, what about the sluts who have turned over new leaf? Listen, if she's experienced that stuff before and she still adores the little things, that doesn't mean that she's automatically qualified for the training, but that doesn't necessarily disqualify her either. There's a commercial about it's a commercial for extra sugar-free gum, right? It's a guy and a girl sitting in a car. They're all kind of shy. It's like straight out of the 60s, but they would like us to believe that it's here in 2019, right? So they lead over, they kiss each other very, very coyly or whatever. Right? And so he sits there and he starts drawing on this gum wrapper, and he leaves it on her mailbox. She comes out the next morning. Her hair is in a French in a French braid. She looks at the mailbox. She looks at the little piece of paper. She's like, oh, she's swooning. Guys, a slut who experienced that would have been like, meh, been there and done that. He should have asked me to come upstairs so he can ass fuck me without a condom. The girl on the commercial smiled and blushed. Unfortunately, guys, that's not really the way it works. Well, why did she smile, Donovan? Because it's a commercial. But if that commercial were accurate, she would have told her friends, oh, it was so cute, but I didn't really feel chemistry with him like I do with the guy who butt fucked me in the bathroom at the club last week, and I think I might be in love with this guy named Kevin. Women worth committing to appreciate the little things. They love all that sappy romantic shit. They recognize that it takes time and effort and thought. They don't take for granted that you took the time to orchestrate it because not many men have done that for her. And again, If not many men have done that for her, you can safely assume she's had 3, maybe 4 serious boyfriends, which means she might take relationships a little more seriously and might take yours a little more seriously. Now, you might think it's a stretch to make this assumption, but I can assure you guys it is not. Sluts have had the innocence and naivety literally fucked out of them. These are the bitter sullen women who have experienced a lot of good men and a lot of bad men. Irregardless, it's a lot of dudes, which means a lot of cock, which means she's a slut. These are the girls who say, well, I don't like flowers, right? To try to sound like they're strong and progressive. They're the chicks who make excuses. Flowers die, and I don't like the way they smell. Or where would I put them? That's one thing I love about Devin. She loves the stupid little sappy shit. She really does. When we're out buying produce, she'll buy fresh flowers so she can make little flower arrangements and put them around the house. Those are the kinds of things you want your woman to like and do. Now, when sluts make excuses like, I didn't like this with the way they smell, where would I put them, how do I take care of them? Let me ask you something. Did Courtney the slut say that to the first guy who ever bought her flowers? Did she tell the first guy who ever left her a love letter, you're wasting paper? Of course not. So when you do romantic little things for a woman who deserves it, and she blushes and smiles, it's another mark on the pro side in terms of her being maybe worthy of your commitment. Sluts will give you excuses as to why you shouldn't have and shouldn't do it again. Sluts aren't impressed by the little things, guys. They need much bigger, much more extravagant gifts to impress them, like the size of a dick. Right? It's the same thing. The more cock she's taken, the bigger a cock she needs to be impressed. Number 3, she spoils you, but doesn't keep score. A staple of true femininity is putting the needs of your man before your own, making sure he's taken care of, preparing his plate and handing it to him before sitting down to eat after cooking, having his favorite drink ready when he gets home, being unselfish in bed, right? That means swallowing that salty load that tastes bad, taking it in the ass even though it hurts, making sure he blows his load, not bitching about how you didn't come, etc., etc. A woman worth committing to does these things because she genuinely enjoys doing them. She doesn't require anything in return. She does them because she loves her man and wants to make him happy. Now, there is a trade-off. There is a trade-off. A woman isn't going to spoil just any man. A woman isn't going to spoil a man not worth spoiling, just like we're not going to spoil a woman not worth spoiling, right? She wants a man who loves her. She wants a man who protects her. She wants and needs a man who desires her, makes her feel relaxed, makes all the decisions, and handles his shit. Relationships are transactional, guys. They're trade-offs. That doesn't mean a woman who spoils a man expects nothing in return. And why does she not expect anything in return? Well, she was already getting it to begin with, right? She's in his presence. She saw that he was strong, saw that he was masculine, saw that he was a gentleman. She already felt desired and protected and relaxed. And you have to prove to women that you have true masculinity. Got to be in good shape. Got to know how to handle women. Got to have a good financial outlook, etc., etc. You know the drill. You cannot expect quality women if you're not a quality man, guys. It doesn't work that way. But when a woman recognizes your value, she spoils you because you provide her these things, not in order to get them. And that's where spotting disingenuous, fake, right? This is where spotting imposters come into place. You see, a slut will spoil you from the jump before you've proven yourself. She only thinks you're high quality because of the car you drive or the fancy watch that you wear. She sees you as a meal ticket, as a means to an end. She didn't see you as a man, right? So she takes good care of you to get you to commit to her. She'll look great all the time. She'll cook. She'll suck your cock every night, the whole nine. But here's the difference. The difference between quality girls and sluts is that quality girls wait to spoil you because they don't want to waste their time. They don't want to waste their efforts on a man who is unworthy of a woman's true femininity. Sluts will spoil men immediately because she thinks she'll get something out of it, like trips, gifts, getting asked to move in, or God forbid, a ring. And when a slut doesn't get what she wants after having spoiled you, she'll start to point to the scoreboard, guys. She'll say, Donovan, I cook for you. I do your laundry. I suck your cock. I'm always available. I let you have access to my phone. I let you come over whenever you want. I always let you spend the night at my place. I do this and do that. But it's been 6 months, and you haven't asked me to move in yet. That's what sluts do, guys. This is what imposters do. Quality girls worth committing to spoil you only after you have proven that you're worth spoiling. But guess what? They don't keep score. Because they do it because they want to. A quality woman will never say, well, I did X for you, so you owe me Y. No. In her mind, she'll say, I do this for you because I love you. At the end of the day, quality girls spoil you and don't keep score. Sluts will spoil you to get something out of you, and when they don't, they throw a fit and reveal themselves as fake. When she does spoil you and you do give her commitment, guess what happens to that great behavior? It stops. Coming up next, the prerequisites required of a female to pass the smell test in terms of being qualified to undergo training. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. It's a second. Area code 910. You are on the air. That is North Carolina. My feeling about this.
Relax, Donovan. The Civil War.
I knew it. I knew Kitten was going to call in. I knew it as soon as I saw 910. Here we go.
That's Kitten?
That's Kitten.
Hey.
Hello.
What up?
I couldn't really hear exactly what you... Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really hear what you were just talking about, but I wanted to touch on what we were talking about a minute ago, how women self-help communities or help each other out the way men do. And I mean, I've thought about this a lot, and I think part of it is because if you look at most female self-help, it's all empowerment and confidence building. So women attribute all of their personal pain to either some sort of outside force, like being oppressed by men or being oppressed by the patriarchy, or being harmed and being a victim of some outside power, or to just not feeling good about themselves, because our feelings and our emotions are our reality. So if we fix our feelings...
Kitten, sweetheart, get to the point. Get to the point. We got other callers here. Come on.
Okay. So we also see men as the cause and solution of all of our problems. So to actually realize that our behavior and our actions are creating the physical pain, like the physical and emotional pain in our lives, creates a huge amount of cognitive dissonance. Also because everything that we're told by feminism and by society, by the blue pill society, is that we are flawless and we can do no wrong, and that we're fine, and that if we follow the guidance of feminism, we will not have pain. So it takes a lot of pain in a woman's life to actually realize that it's the message of feminism that might be leading them astray, and personal consequences. But
It's destroying their life.
They love kindly letting you fail. I'll give you that. And it's all about coping.
What's that?
A lot of it's about coping, so I'll go with you on that one. They don't want to actually fix things. They just want to feel better. It's a coping strategy, which sounds a lot like the beta male Star Wars thing. But I'll pass it over to Carl. I know he's itching for this one.
Carl?
Well, if you really want the exemplification of everything Kitten just talked about, go on Instagram or ideally on Tumblr and look up the hashtag body positivity or health at every size.
Right. There you go.
Because that's the entire hypoagency thing. It's essentially a gathering of mostly women and a couple of, well, I would say men, but it's not easy to do quotation marks without a camera, sitting around complaining that it's not their fault that they're overweight. And in this case, I'm using the way overweight in the way that the U.S. has a slight deficit. Because
it's not my fault I'm a slut. All those guys wanted to fuck me first, right? Like that's
it's diet culture, it's PCOS, it's hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, everything except the fact that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be drinking a 7,000 calorie mocha latte for breakfast.
All right, I'm here now. It's thick with 4 C's.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna say is that in some ways, I guess I kind of understand what she's saying, because I think that we always talk about the blue pill and blue pill conditioning for guys. Okay. There is a form of conditioning for women. I don't know if we want to call that blue pill conditioning for women or whatever, but that conditioning is this fempowerment narrative that we teach our little girls from the time they're fucking 4 years old to get into, Disney Frozen, or, they get into this little girl, super powered princess, what do they call the characters? A Mary Jane, right? What do they say about Rey from Star Wars? Like, she's a Mary Sue character, and she just magically, because she has this magical vagina that she can suddenly use a lightsaber and she can do all this. That's one example of a lot of stuff, but that is being taught to girls, that they can do anything. I mean, even if you look at the Miss America pageant, it's no longer a pageant anymore. It's a competition. Well, it's a competition of what? What woman can be the most confident and can be the most, can share the empowerment message the best. And really what it comes down to is these women who have been sort of conditioned and taught by feminism first of all, but like to prioritize the feminine imperative above all else, and to expect that men will do the same, and to expect that men will be the supportive guys that they, who also agree with them, and to expect that this is the way, this is like this utopian society that we can, men are going to have your backs and they're there for your support rather than the other way around. And so when I talk about how, genetically, evolutionary wise, how women are different from men, and that put us together and we make pretty good complements of each other, both psychologically and physiologically. We do this. But what feminism is teaching women right now is that they don't need men. Literally, they don't need that. All they need is themselves, and to think positive thoughts, and they're their own source of confidence, and they are this one autonomous thing that is self-fulfilling and self-satisfying.
How's it working out for you?
And it doesn't matter. You don't need a man in your life. If you want one, great, that's great, because men are superfluous. They teach this idea that women are these autonomous creatures, and that men are just these support, either they're there to support you provisionally, or they're there to fuck you. Okay, that's what men get to do.
To clarify for viewers who are not as familiar with your work, this is a collection of lies similar to the blue pill. It fucks up women's lives. Yeah. It's propaganda, basically.
Feminism it's one big lie, man. Like, yeah, I think that's pretty clear.
And then you're fighting against also women's innate nature, which is solipsistic. Okay. Yep. If you go and you teach women that it's all about them, and they're already solipsistic to begin with, it literally is all about them. And that's it, and so again, and then you take that into a larger social narrative, and it becomes the sisterhood of Morales. We are a standalone unique entity.
Yeah. We're going to drop cutting off.
One last thing?
No, you got to go. We got to go to the next call. Area code 352. You are on live with the Red Man Group. What you got?
Hey guys.
Baby girl bad. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. I ain't finna lie, but baby girl fine.
Welcome back to the 444th episode of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. Phone lines are open, guys. 914-205-5356. Give me a call. Tell me what's on your mind. Questions, comments, concern, trolling, feminists, black women. Give me a call. Follow, add, and like me on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Donovan Sharpe. I'm back on Instagram, guys, at Donovan Sharpe 1. That's Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Or you can just type in Donovan Sharpe and it will come up. Guys, there are less than 48 hours to get your 21 convention Patriarch Edition tickets. Less than 48 hours. And Anthony Johnson has just announced to us, he actually just told us a couple hours ago, it's buy one, get one free. It's BOGO. So if you're looking to go to the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition, if it's been on your mind, you want to bring your son to the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition, you and a buddy want to come to the 21 Convention Patriarch ticket, now you can buy one, get one free. BOGO, half price. You have to buy one to get one. Buy one, get one free. I'm putting the link to buy one, get one free in the chat. Purchase your 21 Convention Patriarch Edition tickets from that particular link. All right, guys, we're going to get into the prerequisites, the upfront requirements for vetting. Now, most women, I'll go ahead and let you know up front, most women, they make great short-term girlfriends, which is really just another name for a fuck buddy or friend with benefits. Most females within a 2-week fuckfest, they're on their best behavior. They answer your calls, they text back immediately, you get sex on command, you get treated well. We've all been there. This is what we call the honeymoon phase. Now, the reason women treat you the best when you first start fucking them is because you're new. You're the shiny new cock. She doesn't really know that much about you, but what she does know is that she likes fucking you, and she enjoys your company. Not knowing much about you works to your advantage because her perception of you is dictated by her imagination. If a woman likes you enough, she'll imagine things she doesn't know about you as favorable traits. This is why men who have an air of mystery and mystique are always treated much better than men who are open books, who verbally vomit his feelings and who he is and what he's looking for all the time. Darcy told me, my ex-wife Darcy, she told me when we first started dating that I had a mystique about her. Or that I had a mystique about me, rather. But the longer we were together, the more of that mystique wore off, and eventually I was just like every other guy she'd been with. This is just part of the process, guys. This is just what time does to everyone. Anyway, we as men, we don't require much for short-term girlfriends. If she looks good, sucks good, and fucks good, then it's all good. We're not worried about anything else because we know that whatever shit she has with her isn't going to matter because we're not going to be around long enough to discover it or at least be affected by it. But long-term relationships, they are much different, obviously. And where most men fuck things up is the vetting process. Most men these days use the short-term girlfriend vetting standard as the long-term relationship girlfriend vetting standard. But then they wonder why they all cheated on him with Kevin and Sales. They wonder why she fucked Billy the cocaine dealer behind the dumpster. They all wonder why she carried on an affair with Dave, the garage band player who may or may not live in a storage unit. Now, before we get into the vetting process, a female has to meet a number of prerequisites if she wants to be considered for training for a potential long-term relationship. I'm going to give you guys the 8 most important prerequisites a woman has to have before you even begin to think about training her. Number 1, got to be attractive. If I don't want to fuck you, I'm not interested. Period. Number 2, no kids. Not trying to take care of another nigga's kids. Fuck that noise. Number 3, you can't be a broke-ass bitch. Listen, I don't mind spending a little coin on my woman if she earns that privilege and the situation warrants it, but I'm not going to pay a woman's electric bill. I'm not going to pay her phone bill. I'm not going to pay her car note. She doesn't have to be rich, but she's got to be able to pay her bills. Number 4, no feminists. No need to elaborate here. Feminists make bad girlfriends and wives as a natural byproduct of their ideology. Number 5, no feminist beliefs. Alan Roger Curry said this to me a long time ago, and it's always stuck with me. While he said to me, most women don't identify as feminist, but most of them have feminist beliefs, such as the ridiculous notion of gender equality, egalitarian relationships, and this bullshit wage gap. These women can sometimes be even worse than feminists. Listen, as bad as feminists are, at least they're upfront with you about their fucked up mindset. Number 6, honesty. Guys, a woman who cannot be trusted is a woman who will make a bad wife and mother. Okay? The very tool that women use to cheat and engage in nefarious behavior is lying. More women lie than women who do not. This is an immutable fact. Spotting a lying female, it's always a little bit difficult at first, simply because you don't really know her that well. But women have a way of telling on themselves through a concept that we in the manosphere like to call trickle truth. And I'll give you a quick example. Let's say a girl tells you that she and her boyfriend broke up because he was physically abusive and he cheated on her. You give her the benefit of the doubt because A, you weren't there so you don't know, and B, you were giving her the benefit of the doubt, which is a huge mistake in and of itself. If what she says is true, she'll never talk about it, okay? But if it's not, she'll let the truth slip out about parts of their relationship that contradict what she's already told you. She might slip up and tell you that he was sweet, or that he would never lay a hand on her, or something to that effect. Guys, if you catch her in even one lie, she is a liar and cannot be trusted. Honest women are women who are honest even when they don't have to be. Unfortunately, most females out here take the easy road and they just lie. But if you can find a woman, if you can find a female who is honest to a fault, you might have someone who could qualify for training. Number 7, willing transparency. Guys, this is a big one. I used to discuss often the fact that my girlfriend, Devin, she's got a GPS monitor on her phone. She's got a keylogger, which allows me to see every single keystroke, as well as software that notifies me when she leaves or arrives at any location in our city, including where we live, where she works, stores we frequent, and so forth. Now, it goes without saying that she does not have a lock on her phone, and she allows me to go through her phone whenever I damn well please. I also made her delete all of her social media accounts, and she happily obliged. She always tells me, my life is so much better since I left social media. Now, the reason she does this is because she wants to be completely transparent. She wants to be. She wants me to be 100% certain that she's not up to anything suspicious. No less than 99.9% of cheating happens on a woman's phone. Facebook, Tinder, WhatsApp, Twitter, you name it, girls use it to fuck other dudes. Devin has forfeited her autonomy to become completely transparent, meaning she has no issue with me knowing exactly what she does on her phone. This is one of the main reasons I made her my girlfriend. Now, do I go through her shit all day? No, I don't have time for that shit. But if something is amiss, if something doesn't feel right, if something doesn't pass the smell test, I don't have time to be going through her shit all the time. But if there's a pattern, if something is a little bit off, that's when I'll go through it and find out what the fuck is going on. Now, requiring a keylogger and a GPS tracking on your woman's device, that's next level game, guys, okay? I require it because I'm Donovan fucking Sharpe, and I've been in the game for almost a decade. But for men out there who aren't quite as experienced, it would be very unwise to attempt something that you're not really ready to attempt, okay? There's a lot that goes into the whole GPS thing, and most guys just aren't ready for that, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You'll get there at some point. It takes a while. Not requiring your woman to put a keylogger and a GPS tracker on her phone, that doesn't mean you can't keep her in line anymore. That requiring her to do this will keep her from cheating. A lot of my detractors like to say, Donovan, your woman could still cheat on you. You can't make her not cheat. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Well, then why do you require all this stuff? Oh, very good question. Devin could cheat on me if she wanted to. She could. But maybe she has. I'll never know. Right? But the reason I require this is not to keep her from cheating. If a woman wants to cheat, she's going to cheat. No. The reason I do what I do is to make cheating as difficult as possible. Right? Listen, any woman can fuck any other man. Any man can fuck any other woman. It's getting away with it and keeping it away from your significant other. That's the trick. So, if Devin really wanted to get away from cheating, she would have to jump through a shitload of hoops, come up with stories, wrapped in stories and all that stuff. At some point, she'll either come to a conclusion, A, this guy's not worth fucking because I just, if she wants to get away with it, she wants her cake and eat it too, right? So is this cake really worth jumping through the hoops? A, she might decide it's not to, or B, she might decide, you know what? I really want to fuck this guy and I really don't love Donovan as much as I used to. So I'm just going to tell him straight up, Donovan, look, it's been real, but I don't want to do this anymore. Right? That didn't keep her from cheating. That kept her from getting away with it. Could she get away with it? Sure, I'm sure she could. It would be very fucking difficult. And I'll also tell you this. If we've got a security system. We have a very nice one. We have a security system. If somebody really wanted to come in here and steal all our shit when we're both gone, they could get away with it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to leave my doors unlocked. That doesn't mean I'm going to disarm our system. Right? If you don't want to get robbed, don't leave your doors unlocked. Well, just bust the window out and rob your car anyway. Okay, don't make it easy for them. It's the same thing with cheating. Devin can cheat right now if she wanted to. Doesn't mean I have to make it easy for her. If you are unable to make this requirement, the requirement of transparency, and on a lower level, require her, listen, you don't have to do the GPS thing, but there needs to be willing transparency. Listen, if you're going to be in a relationship with me that you expressed to me that you wanted, I need to be able to go through your phone anytime I want. If you are unable to make transparency a requirement of a woman who wants to be in a long-term relationship with you, then you are not ready to be the man she wants and needs, which is the man who keeps her in line and protects her from herself, even if she doesn't like the way you do it. Women want good relationships, but they don't want to pay the good relationship price. Well, men are guilty of this too. If you tell me, well, Donovan, there's no need to look at her phone, so I don't make her show it to me, it just means that you're afraid of your woman, period. Now, women watching this might say something. If you were secure in your masculinity in your relationship, you wouldn't have to look at her phone. To which I respond, that's exactly what cheating women tell their boyfriends and husbands when they suspect your weekend workshops with Kevin and Sales have nothing to do with work. Let me see your phone. Well, if you trusted me, you wouldn't need to see my phone. I don't, so I do. Phone. Speaking of which, staying in the same lane. And, we're going to get off topic, okay? A lot of guys ask me, they've asked me, Donovan, I told my girl that she needs to stop texting her exes or that girls' night out is not allowed or whatever other requirement they tell their women, right? And she tells me, well, okay, fine, but you have to do the same. And they always ask me, well, what do I do if she wants to do this? What do I do if she wants to see my phone? Now, what this is just a power flip. She doesn't really care what's on your phone. She just wants to show you, well, if you can do it, I can do it. Right? And you're going to show her, no, this is not an egalitarian relationship. This is a totalitarian dictatorship. See you in Vegas. I see you on the line. I'm going to get to you in just a second. So what do men do in this situation? Well, first off, if she requires you to do what you've required of her, there's nothing you can do because it's already too late. If a woman thinks that she can make the same requirements of you that you've made of her, you either A, didn't set boundaries properly, which, by the way, we're going to be talking about on Wednesday. B, you didn't set the tone for the relationship by establishing dominance and leadership from the very start. C, she doesn't think it's worth it, which means your value isn't high enough for her to want to be in a committed relationship with you. Or D, worst of all, she didn't vocalize her desire to be in a relationship with you in the first place. Gentlemen, you cannot make requirements of a woman who hasn't verbalized the desire to be in an exclusive relationship with you. It can't be done. And a lot of guys that make this mistake, they make this mistake thinking that the woman is just going to fall in line because she fucks him all the time and says she really likes him. Nah, bruh. Nah. Takes a little more than blowjobs and lip service to assume a woman wants to be with you exclusively. She's got to say it. Donovan, I want to be in an exclusive relationship with you. Right? Too many dudes out here trying to use next level game they have no experience with. And they're trying to use it on women who have not expressed the desire to be in a relationship. So if your girl hits you with, well, I have to do it. Well, if I have to do it, then so do you. You fucked up somewhere along the way, and more often than not, it's because she doesn't really want to be your girl, which means you ain't doing it right. And as a side note, girls will also pull this if I have to, then so do you argument if you made her your girlfriend too soon. She doesn't value your commitment because you didn't make her work for it. So of course she's going to push back when you try to lay down certain edicts. Number 8. The 8th prerequisite, accountability. Nothing pisses me off more than a female who makes excuses. I'm fat because I have a thyroid condition. No, you're fat because you eat shit and don't exercise. Devin has no thyroid. You know what she looks like. I got fired because my boss is an asshole. No, you got fired because you sucked at your job and you're always late. It's always something with these bitches. Worse yet are women who make excuses for their bad behavior. I cheated because he was neglecting my needs. No, you cheated because you're a slut and you needed a reason to be a slut. I don't cook for him because I don't have the ingredients for a meal. No, you don't cook for him because you're lazy and you can't cook. I don't dress up for him because I'm just too tired. No, you don't dress up for him because, again, you are lazy. A female who is not accountable for her bad behavior is a female who will never change for the better. God, listen, we don't expect women to be perfect, but we expect women to be better. And in order to be better, one must be accountable for their actions so that they can course correct and make the proper judgment. Or make the proper adjustment, rather. When you call a woman out on her bad behavior, she should acknowledge her mistake, own it, take her lumps, and tell you she'll be better. End of story. Yes, she'll defend herself at times, which is a natural human response. But more often than not, eventually, if she really does see the error in her ways, she'll fall in. But if you're dealing with a woman who always claps back when you get on her about shit she shouldn't be doing, that woman will simply, she is simply not going to make the changes necessary to increase her value to you as your woman. So when and if you do find a woman who meets all of those prerequisites, she might have the potential to be considered for a possible relationship outside of sex. But, and there's a but, and see you in Vegas, hold tight, I'm going to get to you in just a second. Just because she meets your prerequisites does not mean she is long-term relationship material. Gentlemen, your work isn't even close to finish here because now you have to vet her. And I want to be perfectly clear. If you guys haven't heard anything I've said, listen up. I'm going to take a page out of Steve the Dean Williams' book, Get Your Crayons Out. I want to be perfectly clear when I tell you this is going to take a long time, as in at least 6 months. Oh my God, Donovan, 6 months is too long. Yeah, it is a long time. But you want to know what else is a long time? 18 years. As in 18 years of child support, you'll be paying for a kid who may or may not be yours because you foolishly believe that Kevin in sales, who may or may not be fucking your girl on the side, right, was in the friend zone because you didn't take the time to vet her properly. I thought Kevin in sales was in the friend zone. Gentlemen, I'm going to let you know up front, this ain't fast food advice. This ain't advice for fucking sluts. This ain't Slut Week. We had Slut Week a few months back. If you're looking for that, go find the Slut Week archive. I think it was right around the week of Thanksgiving. Nah, man, this is 7-course meal advice. This is about taking the time to properly vet a female so she doesn't turn your life upside down. And if you're too lazy to take the time to do it properly, then maybe a long-term relationship isn't for you. And if that's the case, cool, man. Play it for life. Fuck sluts till you die. You're getting no hate from me. I get it. I understand. But telling me that 6 months or longer is too long to vet a woman is like telling me that spending at least 5 days a week in the gym and eating clean is too much trouble to get into the best shape of your life. You're lazy. You want all the benefits without any of the cost. And that is a female mindset. So if you think vetting a woman is worth the trouble, if you don't think that vetting a woman thoroughly and properly is worth the trouble, you're either lazy or not ready for a long-term relationship. Either way, this week ain't for you. 914-205-5356 is the number to call to get on the line. C in Vegas. Long time, brother. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Donovan? Oh, man, I got two things. But first,
let's do it.
Let's get down to business first. You're absolutely right. You know, think about this, Donovan. Just being in the gym consistently, getting that consistency, action, and discipline up, that takes time.
Yes.
What makes you think that dealing with another human being is not going to take any time?
Right.
Donovan, like, dude, I know you're preaching to the choir at this point, but just to your point, I get it, dude. I don't have – when I deal with these women, I just look, it's like, look, man, if there's a whole bunch of back talk, a whole bunch of stuff, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't sweat it. Okay, look, you're just friends or whatever. But I think too many guys, they want to, you know, because look, let's be honest. Most guys want females to be around, whatever. But that's hard work, only because you have to be your best self. And when you find out your best self, maintain your best self. You got to bring out the best in her. You get what I'm saying?
All
this
very
is a
difficult to
full-time
do.
Freaking job. It's not like,
Yes.
It's a full-time freaking job. You know what I'm saying? And then what guys don't think about this, Donovan, because like, look, because of course we're talking about game, you're talking about the women and stuff like that. I get that, but remember, you're essentially, because the biological function for men is to reproduce. So you're basically trying to vet for the best person.
There you go.
To carry on your lineage with, if that's what you know what I'm saying? This is a full-time freaking job. You're saying, like, and Donovan, you said it correctly. You could slack on it, then that 18 years of pain and suffering,
That's right.
and, you know, not worth it, bro. Get on your grind. If a chick is not with it, there's so many more others. Just get out there and grind and work for yourself. It will all fall into place if you work on yourself consistently. Next thing, Donovan, next thing, you know what I'm saying? Because, big bro, I wanted to bring this up to you. I know it's sports talk, but
No, let's do it.
Donovan, that fucking debacle with the Giants. Tell me something good. Donovan,
Daniel Jones.
Listen, Donovan, because I was hoping like maybe D sees something here that I don't see. Donovan, this is a fucking disaster. And you know what? Let me just say this. I got to say it. Like, I get that he has ties to the Manning camp. And look, Manning got his 2 rings. I'm not hating it. But, dude, like, and people will be like, well, you know, there's always going to be backroom deals. I get that, but you're supposed to be getting something out of this. This is like, I don't think this guy's going to be the next Tom Brady. Like, you're doing a huge bank shot on Jones. Donovan, tell me some good news, please.
Oh my. Well, here's the thing. You know what? Here's the good news. Here is the good news. The Giants are still going to be terrible, which means they're going to be picking near the top of the draft next year, right? Whether the starter is Eli Manning or Daniel Jones, the Giants are going to win 4 games next year. That's it. They're going to be terrible. Here's the bad news. See, when the Giants took when the Giants took Daniel Jones, I was like, yes, this is fucking awesome. They didn't take Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins kept falling and falling and falling. And then the Redskins took him. I was like, fuck. Now we got to deal with this kid for the next 10, 15 years. So that's the bad news for the Giants and the Eagles, is that we have another young quarterback. So think about it. We've got Dwayne Haskins, we've got Carson Wentz, provided he can stay healthy, and Dak Prescott. And then you have Daniel Jones, who looks like your local pharmacist who gives your kid a lollipop when you give them their bubblegum flavored prescription. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead.
I gotta say this too, Willie, because look, it's sports. At the end of the day, look, it's sports. It's not the end all be all. But at this point, Donovan, between OBJ, because I want your opinion, because you really know your shit.
Yeah.
Between OBJ and this Daniel Jones debacle, shouldn't Gettleman be fired at this point?
Dude, check this out.
Shouldn't somebody's head should roll?
100%.
Fucking unacceptable.
Listen, 100%. Gettleman should have never got the job in the first place, because if you remember, Dave Gettleman was the guy who let what was his name, Josh Norman, walk from the Carolina Panthers. Josh Norman had two fantastic years, back-to-back years. Josh Norman wanted to be compensated for his services. Dave Gettleman says, nope, we're not gonna pay a shutdown corner like Josh Norman and let Josh Norman walk. Dave Gettleman thinks that he's smarter than he's the smartest guy in the room. This particular GM, all he does is explain. Here's another bullshit reason. Check this out. Dave Gettleman, either yesterday or today, said, I knew 2 teams that were going to take Daniel Jones before number 17. That's a fact. Really? So let's just say that there were 2 mythical teams that were going to take Daniel Jones. I can promise you that those 2 teams would have taken Dwayne Haskins before Daniel Jones. That's why we know Dave Gettleman is lying. And I'm going to put this out there too. Listen, see, I'm a racially honest guy. I don't like to bring up race if it doesn't apply, because a lot of fake ass pro-blacks are out there. But I think part of the reason the New York Giants took Daniel Jones is because Dwayne Haskins is black. I don't know that the New York Giants. I don't know that the New York Giants could wrap their arms around Dwayne Haskins.
But Donovan, I'll also say this too, Donovan. There's a reason why It's funny that you said that, bro. It's funny that you said that, big bro. Now I'll jump after this. Just two more things. Just this one.
You're good. Go ahead. Take your time, bro. You got it.
The problem. Here's the thing with that. Because Donovan, I believe that, by the way. But Donovan, the first thing that stuck out to me, because you're right, but the reason why I didn't jump to the racial thing was only because Gettleman's incompetent.
Yes.
So it's easier just to blame the incompetence
Right.
than to blame the racial animus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He's not smart enough. Listen, he's not smart enough to say, okay, this was a racial decision. No, Dave Gettleman doesn't know what he's doing, so we don't know whether it was whether it was racially motivated or not.
Exactly, because the stupidity just so obvious. It's like, okay,
Oh.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the second thing, Donovan, here's how I knew I smelled the fucking red. That piece of vermin, Rex Ryan, crawled out of this hole and supported this deal. This is the same Rex Ryan that was running around with
Wow.
with the circus of Tim Tebow and Mark Sanders. I'm telling you right now, Rex Ryan was like, yeah, you know, this is a good deal. That's why. I'm like, you little roach. See, and here's the funny thing too, Donovan. Because remember, the Giants are being in a Jet situation. Remember when the Jets had Country and Coles? They had a decent offense, but they had a garbage, in my opinion. They actually had a playoff offense, but they had a garbage quarterback in Sanchez. The same thing's gonna happen here.
Right.
Same exact thing. We're gonna have fucking Daniel Jones. He's not ready. Not ready
my God.
by a long shot.
Daniel Jones, man, and it's just like, and again, the reason I bring up the race thing is because Dwayne Haskins is so much better in every statistical quantifiable category that I can't really think of another reason other than the more legit reason, but that Dave Gettleman is incompetent. Daniel Jones completed 52% of his passes in the ACC. Right, the only two teams that he had to play up to the competition in the ACC was Clemson and maybe Florida State. Dwayne Haskins threw 50 touchdown passes to 8 interceptions in the Big Ten, which has arguably been the best conference in college football. You got to deal with Michigan State. You got to deal with You got to deal with Jim Harbaugh. You got to dude. The Big Ten could quite possibly be the best division, the best conference in college football. Dwayne Haskins carved up the Big Ten. Daniel Jones, 52% of his passes against Roast Beef Tech University. But we want to take that guy over Dwayne Haskins because he has a little more athleticism? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Also, Don, you know what's crazy? Last thing, speaking of feminine,
yeah,
this is the outlier. This is the outlier situation. Think about this, because this is thinking. Not only because they're thinking like, okay, he has ties to the Mannings. That's a plus. He got trained under a legendary quarterback. That's a plus. I mean, no. He's getting trained under a legendary quarterback, Eli Manning. That's a plus.
Right.
Oh, also, he in college, he got the pass from that legendary coach. I forgot his name.
David Cutcliffe. Yeah, David Cutcliffe, who is tied to the Manning family. Yes.
Right. Exactly. But Donovan, think about this. These are all outlier, tenuous. No, men don't think like this.
No.
Men aren't thinking like this. This is so tenuous. You know what I'm saying? This is like, if X, Y, then B didn't happen. No. You should have got Dwayne Haskins. He's proven. There's no tenuous threads here. Oh my God, dude.
Yo, listen, man. This is two straight drafts the Giants have screwed the pooch. Now, don't get me wrong. You can never go wrong by taking Saquon Barkley, but you could have picked Sam Darnold as your quarterback. You could have had Sam fucking Darnold. No, you pick Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley's a superstar, but now you want to support Eli Manning. Dude, I'm a better quarterback than Eli Manning right now. Then you go out and draft Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones looks like he's never been in a physical altercation in his life. Daniel Jones is beta bucks. He's the guy, dude, he's the guy that the girls want to marry after they're 35. I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. Listen, great call. I got to let you go. I got another call to get to, but yeah, the Giants absolutely screwed the pooch. I'm very happy that they screwed the pooch, but I'm not happy that Haskins still plays in the NFC East. Let's go back to the phone lines. Looks like you were calling from another country. Caller, you were on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Hey, Donovan, how's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, brother? Is this MT2?
It's Rick.
Oh, man. Rick. Oh, yeah, my man, Rick. How's it going, man?
Yeah, no bad. I don't know what's going on. Great show, man.
Good.
What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just doing a little bit of sports talk, talking about vetting women, et cetera, et cetera. What's going on with you, brother?
Nothing much, Donovan. Just enjoying the weather in the UK. Donovan, got a question for you.
Let's do it.
You know the situation with my ex, right?
I do, yes.
We had a few sessions. She got back in touch with me again.
Oh, boy.
What happened is she want to go away for 2 days with me. So I don't know if it's a good move or if not.
She wants to go away with you? No? She wants to go away with you for a few days?
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is no. You can fuck her for a few days, but no. No. This is the thing. And listen, there might be a time where you can take her on a trip, but Rick, she has not earned that. Just because she shows up out of the blue, just because she lets you fuck her, just because she sucks your dick for a little while. Rick,
I mean, we met a couple of times.
There you go. See, she's fucked you a couple of times. She's like, oh, I want to go away with you. No, bitch. Like, okay, so you gave me the pussy. Rick, a guy with your value. I know what kind of car you drive, Rick. Okay, and your car is a pussy magnet. Just because this girl, now I know it's easy for me to say because she's your ex. I don't have feelings for her, so I know that I can compartmentalize feelings a little bit better because I'm not in a situation. But at the end of the day, you can take her on a trip. You just got to make sure she earns it. And the way to earn a trip, a 2-day go away, whatever with you, is not sucking and fucking. Because you can go out and get that from girls who don't require anything but your cock. That's it. So the answer is hell no.
Okay. So another question is, Donovan, we met.
Okay.
We hit the drinks. We had drinks together. 12 o'clock at night, we got really drunk. So I was staying in a hotel. So I said, let's just go in the room, right?
Right.
We got to the room, had a couple of more drinks. The moment we jumped into the bed, we stayed 20 minutes in the bed,
Okay.
She quickly jumped out. She's like, she got to go home.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe it?
Fucking
that
Christ,
leaves me
man.
confused, man. I said, why would you come? Yeah?
No, this is easy. Well, hold on. Let me ask you a couple of questions. I've already figured this out. So you've met up with her twice. Have you fucked her yet?
Not yet.
Okay, dude. I've already unlocked the mystery. Here's what's happening. The reason why she meets up with you and gives you the impression that she wants to fuck you is because she's trying to use her pussy in exchange for something she wants from you. Oh, no, I want to fuck you, but no, I gotta go. Now and dude, Rick, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering correctly, didn't she pull this shit a long time ago? If I'm not mistaken, she used to pull this, I want to fuck you, and I'll take off my clothes and I'll do all this. No, I don't want to go. And then 2 days later, hey, let's go on a 2-day trip.
Do you think she's thinking like I'm her sure thing?
Yes.
That's
The
what it is.
right. How old are you and how old is she?
Right. Okay. So I'm now 28. She's 25.
Okay. Yeah.
So we known each other for 10 years. She lost her virginity to me.
Okay.
So
what
she's been together on and off,
Right. Rick, I'm gonna tell you this immutable truth. Your 25-year-old ex-girlfriend is not going to commit to you until she's done with the carousel. I see this happen all the time. A girl gets with a guy, she really likes him, they break up, but she knows that you're a sure thing. She wants to marry you, of course, but she doesn't want to marry you because she wants to marry you. She wants to marry you because of your money and the lifestyle that you live. Girls do this all the time. They break up with a guy they know they want to be with down the road because of the lifestyle, and every 6 or 7 months, she'll fuck you for a few days and then she'll go away. Fuck you for a few days and go away. The reason why she continues to fuck you for a few days is to figure out whether or not you will keep taking her back. The two reasons why she's giving you... Say again?
How can I bang her? Like, what's the plan? Like, what should I do?
Dude, if you've met up with her twice and she hasn't banged yet, so you don't meet up with her unless there's sex involved. So if she says, hey, let's get up for coffee, say, nope, I'm actually meeting up with a chick who's actually going to give me the pussy. Gotta go. Listen, that's going to hurt her feelings, and she'll be like, I'll give you the pussy, sweetie, you're 0 for 2, right? Like, seriously, I don't want to spend time with you if we're not fucking. And if you don't want to fuck, that's cool, but I'm not going to waste my time. I got other girls that I have to that need to be serviced. And again, the reason why she's not fucking you is she is trying to use her pussy as an incentive for you to take her on the trip. She wants to give you the impression that if I go away with you on this little 2-day getaway, that you will get the pussy. Guess what, Rick? Nothing's a guarantee. And how do we know she will even fuck you then, right? She is literally putting her pussy. She's using the carrot on a stick. She's putting her pussy at the end of that stick. Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Oh, you know what, fucking? You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's go on a 2-day trip, right? Going on a 2-day trip, spending the night with each other gives one the impression that sex will occur. That is not a guarantee. And even when you start fucking her, Rick, don't take her on a trip. You take her on a dude. As a matter of fact, don't take this girl on a trip. There is no circumstance with this girl that warrants you taking her on a trip. All you need to do with this girl is fuck her, and that's it. That's it. Because if you take her on the trip, Rick, guess what's going to happen? She's going to disappear again. You're not going to hear from her from 6 or 7 months. Then she's going to come back after she's fucked 6 or 7 guys. Hey, Rick, let's meet up for coffee. Yeah, well, I'm staying at a hotel. Okay, no problem. Get a few drinks in us. We're so drunk. Everything is hot and heavy. Oop, I got to go. Right? Then the next day, hey, Rick, let's go on a trip. Rinse and repeat until you were both in your 30s, and then all of a sudden, now she wants to start putting out. No, man. This girl, I don't care if she lost. Listen, she lost her virginity to you. That does not mean that she is pair bonded with you or that you will always own her. Like, she's gone. She's on the cock carousel. Once she's on the cock carousel, that's a wrap. Do not take her anywhere. Do not give her anything, because if you do, you're wasting your time, man. Yeah.
Right, that's brilliant, Donovan. Donovan, another question is, I just met a chick recently, another chick, yeah? Okay. Is it nipple piercing is red flag?
Is nipple piercings a red flag?
Yep.
No, nipple piercings aren't a red flag, they're a black flag. Rick, listen. Okay. Listen, right. do not commit to a female who has piercings other than in her ears. If it's a nose piercing, that's a crimson flag, right? If it's a nipple piercing or a clit piercing, black flag. She's radioactive. Do not commit to her. Fuck her and chuck her. That's all she deserves.
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what we're gonna do. Mate.
And listen, use that girl to get over your ex. Set up dates on the same. This is a pro tip. This is a pro tip. Check this out. Set up dates on the same day with your ex and this other girl. The only reason why you're going to set up the date with your ex is so that you can flake on her, right? So 1 hour before you go and meet the nipple piercing girl and fuck her in the ass, you text your ex up. You know what? Something came up. Gonna have to meet another time.
That's what we're gonna do, man. That's exactly what I'm thinking to do.
There you go. Thanks
very much, Donovan.
No problem, Rick.
Great show, man. Great show.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much.
Call back, man.
Okay.
Call back.
Take care.
My man, Rick Claire in the house. I like to call him Rick Flair because his name is Rick Claire. 914-205-5356. That's the number to call if you want to get in on the show. When we come back, we will dive right into the vetting process. Don't go anywhere.
Chase LeBeau says, yo, what the fuck is she calling for? You want to know something, man? I might just fucking call this chick back. On this bitch. I wonder if I can't pull this shit off. Hang on a second. I'm going to do an experiment, man. Hold on. This is going to be a TSR first. I'm going to put her on speakerphone. You guys have to let me know if you can hear her. Okay? I'm going to call her up. And by the way, this bitch is Puerto Rican. She sounds black. Can you guys hear the phone ringing? Shh. I'm not going to tell her on air.
Hello?
Hey. What's up?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh, not too much. Just kind of doing my thing. Got my own show.
You got your own show?
Yep.
Doing what? Congratulations, but doing what?
Yeah, I talk about women, dating, etc., etc.
You got talk shows giving advice about dating and women?
Not to women, to men.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I gotta see that.
You got a what?
I gotta see it.
Oh no. You definitely do not want to watch my show for sure. Well, first of all, you have to pay for it, so it's like paid content and stuff like that.
Why wouldn't you want me to see it?
I mean, I don't give a shit whether you watch it or not. I'm just saying, like, women don't like my show. You don't strike me as the type of woman who would like the kind of stuff I talk about. So anyway, how's dating?
He's doing fine. How you been?
I've been good.
I had thought you had sent me a message, and I thought it was you. But then I
No.
called this number, and you answered, so I don't know who the number is.
No. Whoever sent you... No. Whoa, hold on. Whoever sent you the message definitely was not me.
And it was a Nevada number. I don't know what it was about.
A lot of people live in Nevada.
Yeah, well, you're the only one I know that lives over there.
Well, I mean, listen, you can say whatever you want. Definitely wasn't me. I was sitting there doing my show.
I mean, it wasn't now.
When was it?
Hold on.
So you said the message was this morning?
Mhm.
Oh, no, that definitely wasn't me.
I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even have your number in my phone. So, yeah, so how you been? How's Melissa? How's Nicole?
Don't fuck with Nicole.
What happened?
Melissa, right? She killed my father.
Johnny?
I mean, she didn't directly kill him, but her actions and her maltreatment and her neglect is what led to my father's death.
How's Destiny?
Fucked up, high all the time. I don't know. Same old. I don't fuck with him.
Damn. Is she still with Alex?
Pretty much.
God damn. How's your mom?
She's okay.
Good. Melissa, how's she doing? Now, Melissa just had a fourth kid, right?
Mhm. 2 years ago.
God damn, time flies. So her first kid was with Machi, right?
Mhm.
And then her second two kids were with Aaron, and then her fourth kid was with the guy from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
No, I'm doing good. Go to medical school.
Oh, medical school.
Working. Mhm.
Okay. What are you looking to do with that?
Further my career as a nurse.
Okay, there you go. You know, nurses make a lot of money.
Yeah, we usually do. We don't get paid enough though, but we do make good money.
Right. I got you. I'm with you.
I'm getting ready to go back into nursing now.
Oh, you're getting ready to go back into nursing?
I resigned a year ago. Took a year off.
Oh, you took a year off?
I'm getting ready to go back.
Okay. Why'd you take a year off?
I needed a break.
Yeah, I guess we all do at some point, right? You know what's funny? I was actually just thinking about do you remember the house that I rented for you near downtown Raleigh, the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house? Yeah. It was funny. I was actually talking to my friend the other day about the fact that you remember I left your house that one day and I got pulled over and I got locked up for a week. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
That's some crazy shit, right?
That was crazy. I think he was going to the store or something.
No.
He wasn't even supposed to be gone long. He was just like supposed to be coming right back.
Yeah,
And
well,
then,
you know how those Raleigh cops are, man. They get behind you. That was all she wrote.
Yeah. So how you been doing? Any kids yet?
Shit. Bitch. Do I have any kids? Fuck wrong with you? Player for life.
Just wondering.
No.
So I'm curious. Tell me about your show. What do you talk about?
I talk about how women ain't shit.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, listen. No, of course I'm not talking about you. Like, obviously, you're very, very different from most women in a lot of ways. Right? Like, you understand that, right?
I mean, it's kind of hard. Like, I'm your ex-girlfriend, and then he just came out with that. Wait a minute. Am I different? do I fall in the same category to you?
No. I mean, obviously, I'm very, very different from who you like. Like, I'm very different from who I used to be. Like, obviously, right? But like when I'm talking, but when I talk about women ain't shit, like I'm not talking about women like you. Like I want you to understand that you are the exception to the rule.
Well, thank you. I think that was a compliment.
You know how it is. You know how it is. All right, well, look, I gotta go. I got shit to take care of. My girl's actually gonna be taking me out to dinner here in a little bit. So,
congratulations.
For what?
You said you got a
girlfriend. You're congratulating me for a girlfriend, right? Yeah. I was a dude. I oh my god, I used to be such a fucking loser. This is unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Why do you think he was a loser?
Oh, good god. Don't get me started. All right, I'm gonna run. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Wow. Sorry about that. I'm sitting here talking to myself. I had no idea that I looked at the soundbar. Yes, that was the famous Carla, the woman that I rented a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in downtown Raleigh. And when I got locked up, she was fucking the baby daddy while I was locked up in the house I was paying the rent for, electricity, cable, all in my name. And no, she was never my girlfriend. Guys, I never fucked her. I don't know why she called. It's funny. She calls me her ex girlfriend. No, sweetie, you were never my girlfriend. And then she asked, "Do you have any kids?" Translation: Do you? In other words, do you have any kids? Translation: I want to have kids with you. Like it's so funny how like blown out bitches always ask you these vetting questions after they know you're way out of the league. So, do you have any kids? In other words, do you have a wife? Do you have a family? Is there any room in there for me? Always an interesting phone call. That was way back in episode 238. That was TSR history. Shout out to my man Chase LeBeau for suggesting that I give her a call. That was unfucking believable. I can't believe it went off like that. Be sure to subscribe to my weekly newsletter, guys, to stay in the know on all things Donovan Sharpe. If I lose my channel, I'm not going to stop broadcasting, but if you're not on my email list, you will not know where to find me. So go ahead and hit my website, donovensharpe.com, to get on that email list. Not going to blow up your inbox, guys. Not going to blow up your inbox. I'll shoot you an email when it's important. I'm not one to bug you all day, every day. It's not even a weekly newsletter. I send out a newsletter once, maybe twice a month about changes, upcoming events, announcements, etc., etc. So let's get to the main event here in terms of vetting. I have a list of traits, characteristics, circumstances, questions that men need to be aware of and use to vet females here in 2019. I'm also going to give you an example of a woman who does not pass the smell test in terms of these vetting procedures. So not only will you know what to look for, you will learn what not to look for. Okay? You'll know what automatically disqualifies a female. It's one thing to know what to look for, but it's quite another to understand the other side of the spectrum in terms of the woman you should steer clear of in terms of long-term relationships. So let's go ahead and get started here. Number one, she understands the value of a dollar. Women of potential quality spend money frugally. Devin, and I use her as an example all the time, she's the coupon queen. Anytime we order anything, anytime we buy something, shoes, food, lampshades, whatever, she always scours the internet to find a coupon or a discount code. Okay? We got a storage unit a while back
I had called up the storage unit. The storage unit told me, all right, it's XYZ price. Devin immediately jumped online and said, hey, it says on the website, if you do this by a certain date with this coupon code or whatever, we got a better deal. Save me $10 a month. She always does this. Devin is always cognizant of restaurant prices. Okay? Quality women do the same thing, right? She'll ask the waiter how much the margarita is before ordering it. And if it's too much, she'll order something less expensive. Women of potential quality look at the price tag. She doesn't want to spend all your money. She looks for ways to save you money, right? She looks for the best value. She takes pride in getting good products on the cheap and brags about it. A woman of potential quality tries to ease your financial burden. She pays for shit about as much as you do. And listen, don't be meathead red pill guy, tradcon guy, who says, I don't let a woman pay for anything. I'm the man. Psh. Guys, women work too. Let her pay. It's not an insult. The reason she's paying for something for you, she's doing it because she's not doing it because she doesn't think you can. Okay? Devin's taking me out to dinner later on. She's doing it to show her appreciation for you and to let you know that she doesn't just look at you as an ATM or a meal ticket, guys. She wants you to know that she's willing to share the financial burden with you. Women who invest financially really like you. Let's take a look at the imposters, girls who are bad for long-term relationships. Girls who are bad, low-quality girls, sluts, they spend money without thinking. She wants to save your money while spending yours. Coupons? Psh, she can't spell coupons. At restaurants, she just orders without thinking. I'll have that Cosmo and keep him coming, not having any idea that they're $17 a piece because she doesn't care. Sluts, low-quality women, they think money grows on trees as far as you're concerned, and her behavior reflects it. She shops brands rather than value. She brags about the fact that she paid $1,000 for a Coach bag. Number two, the number two circumstance of vetting women. She is willing to submit for the right reasons. Okay? Girls these days, I'll put it to you like this. Females only submit if they want to. No dominant man ever has to put a gun to a woman's head. Ever. Devin does everything I want in bed. She wears anything I want her in bed because I want her to. It's whatever I want her to. But if she didn't want to wear stripper heels, next to nothing, whatever, band-aids over her nipples, whatever, she wouldn't. I don't force her to do anything. She does this of her own free will and volition. Women of potential quality do the same thing. She wants to please you. She wants to suck your dick. She wants to give you anal, even if it sucks, even if it hurts. She'll let you fuck her in the ass. Women of potential quality wants you to make all of the decisions. She doesn't want to nag you about your judgment. She wants you to be the captain. She's not about this 50-50 relationship bullshit. She doesn't care about percentages as long as she is with you and submitting to you because that's what she likes. On the other side of the coin, women who are bad for long-term relationships, they're not interested in submitting. Actually, they are. Women of bad quality, sluts, low-quality women, they only submit to men who are extreme assholes. Men who are sadistic. I talk about this girl a lot on my show. There's this one girl who absolutely wanted me to just abuse her in bed. Dude, she wanted me to bite her tits and draw blood. She wanted me to spit in her face while pulling her hair. She wanted me to call her a worthless, cum-guzzling slut. This girl was sexually damaged, right? She even told me a story about how she almost got turned out. Long story short, she said when she was like 14 or 15 years old, she ran away from home for like the third time. Right? She ended up with all these black guys. Next thing you know, she's on the corner as a fucking prostitute. And she says, I ended up sucking some guy's dick in a hotel room, but he had a condom. No, sweetie, you fucked him. And you fucked him you were pimped out at 14 years old before I don't know how she got out of that, but she was sexually damaged. Okay? Sluts only submit to psychotic sadists. This is unhealthy. Sluts, low quality women, they don't want to submit for the right reason, which is a long-term relationship. Okay? Listen, a long-term relationship of dominant man, submissive woman, that is a good female dynamic. Women don't see that. Sluts don't see submitting as the right mindset. They see it as a weakness. Number 3. The number 3 behavior that a woman of potential quality has that may qualify her to undergo the training, which we'll talk about tomorrow. She wants to give up behaviors that are conducive to infidelity. A woman of potential quality limits her social media exposure. Right? I know I endorse the whole, hey, stay off social media, but guys, again, that's me, and I'm extreme. A woman of potential quality proactively checks in without you having to ask her. Okay? If she catches you looking at, listen, if she catches you looking at her phone, she'll show you what she's doing on her phone. If she sees you looking at texting somebody, oh, no, it's my friend Sally. It's all good. A woman of potential quality consistently lets you know where she is, who she's with, what she's doing, and when she'll be around or when she'll be home. She wants to stop talking to her exes. She doesn't want to go to lunch with Kevin in sales or her boss. Okay? I would say 6 months, maybe even a year ago, as time goes by very quickly, Devin's boss sent her an email that says, hey, every month, right now I'm doing this with all of my team leads. Every month we sit down and we talk about leadership and where the team is going and this and that and the other. How about you and I go grab a bite to eat at a restaurant every month to do this meeting? I do it with this person. I do it with that person. I do it with that female. Devin said, I'm not comfortable with this. Let's meet in the lunchroom, which is a common area. Okay? You guys can actually pull it up and put it on Facebook and Twitter. She says, I'm not comfortable with that. These kinds of women know that high-value men do not commit to women that they have questions about as far as trust are concerned. Let's talk about the sluts, the women on the other side. Sluts, they want to post selfies on social media, okay? Which is literally advertising. The for sale sign is still in the yard. They want the security of a relationship without actually having to wholly commit to said relationship. A slut will laugh when a girl in a long-term relationship checks in, right? She'll ask her friend, what the fuck are you doing? And when her friend tells her, I'm just checking in with my man, the slut will laugh, right? Then she'll get mad at her friend who tells her, well, listen, that's why you're still single, sweetheart. The slut will keep in touch with her exes, right? Like the slut is always getting happy birthday texts on social media. Hey, what are you up to? How are you and your boyfriend doing? Sluts keep the lines of communications with all their fuck buddies open. Then when they get a guy they actually like and he doesn't commit, she never knows why. Newsflash, ho, it's because he doesn't trust you. Number 4, the fourth characteristic, the fourth trait that a woman of potential quality has that a slut does not, she wants to cook for you, or she actively tries to get better. The sad truth here in 2019, guys, most women can't cook well. But even if they can't, even if they could cook, they don't want to. I remember a long time ago, and Roll actually says this quite often. He says women never want to admit that they do anything specifically for a man. They never want to, and cooking is one of those things. I often talk about Chrissy, right? The Mexican 10 that I sort of kind of dated when I was down in Vegas. Dude, Chrissy was hot, dude. She was a goddamn smoke show. Everybody looked at us. I mean, dude, Chrissy could have any man with an 8-figure net worth kind of hot. She got proposals from millionaires all the time. This is how hot she was. Right? Worked at Planet, what was it? Oh, see, I can't even remember where she was a hostess at either Planet Hollywood or Hard Rock Cafe. I can't even remember. Okay? Never considered this girl for a long-term relationship. Okay? Okay, it's not because she couldn't cook. It's because she wasn't interested in cooking. I actually started entertaining thoughts. You know what? This girl is so hot and she seems to treat me very, very well, but she can't cook. Let me pay for cooking classes. I paid $350 for this bitch to go to, I think it was like 4 or 5 cooking classes. She didn't improve not one bit. At the end of the day, guys, I had to admit, maybe she didn't like me as much as I thought. Devin can cook, and she can cook well. Again, see my social media pages. But what separated Devin from other girls that I had been with is her willingness to cook. Just because a girl can cook doesn't mean she wants to cook for you. So if you ask a girl, well, can you cook? All girls say yes, because they know that's what guys want to hear. But you'll have to wait and see. So when you ask her, hey, well, can you cook? Yes. Well, what do you cook? Well, most girls think that if they can make hot dogs and tater tots, or their gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, they're a Michelin star chef, right? Let's talk about sluts. Sluts either can't or won't cook. Sluts want to eat out all the time. This is spending more of your money. Sluts don't want to put in the work or the time for a man. Well, I'll learn to cook, but not for a man. They think that being in the kitchen for a man is a weakness. Then they wonder, why won't he commit to me? Because he's tired of eating peanut butter and fucking jelly. Number 5. She is unselfish and doesn't keep score. I talked about this earlier, okay? This is the woman that does everything specifically for your pleasure, okay? Because she actually likes doing it, right? She doesn't tell you, well, I did this, so now you have to do that. Now, and like I told you guys earlier, she doesn't do this for just anybody. You have to be a man of quality. If you're the right man, if you're the kind of man who has high value, she'll be unselfish. And unselfish women, guys, I'm here to tell you, they make the best mates. Right? Girls who are only good for sex, sluts, they are selfish as fuck. They only suck your dick because they want you to lick the pussy for an hour and the blowjobs later. And if you don't lick her pussy, she bitches. Selfish sluts like to call you out of the blue, like my man Rick Claire. Hey, let's meet up. They don't put out because she's trying to angle for some trip to Antigua, or what's the party destination? Ibiza. She wants to go on a 2-day trip to the Canary Islands or Ibiza. So she dangles her pussy out there. And Rick, you better not take that bitch anywhere, man. You fuck her in the ass and you let her go. Give her ass to mouth and get her the fuck out of there. Okay? The mindset of a slut is what's in it for me. They will keep score. If I do this, then he will do that. If I let him fuck me, then he will take me on a trip. Sluts are always very selfish. They're also very selfish with money. She's selfish with her time. The only time she is unselfish is when she thinks she's getting something in return. The 6th characteristic that you need to look for when you are vetting a female of potential quality for training for a possible long-term relationship is a good relationship with her family and her father. Don't get it twisted, guys. Just because she was raised in a 2-parent home does not mean she's not a slut. But women who generally have a good relationship with her father and her family, they generally come out a little bit better. Okay? But not every relationship with every father is the same. Okay? Just because he was there doesn't mean he was a strong father. Got a lot of girls raised in 2-parent homes. She was still a slut because dad was weak. Mom walked all over him. She saw that. Doesn't have respect for men. She'll be a slut. Devin loves her family. She does. Her family's not perfect. They've all got skeletons and demons and shit. But guess what? They have a great family dynamic. I went down there last February. Watched the Daytona 500 with him. And by the way, that was my idea. I'm a big race fan. Dude, cool family. Dude, she's got 2 good-looking brothers. She's got a fat sister who's jealous. Typical family, right? By the same token, just because she's raised by a single mother doesn't necessarily mean that she'll be a bad girlfriend or possible wife. Listen, she'll be harder to train, but if she's willing to do it, you might be able to give her the time of day. The quality woman talks to her family on the regular. She gets updates, okay? She tells stories about her family. Devin, like I said, she has a great relationship with her family. The last couple of weeks, she's had conversations with both brothers. Okay? They're very good. They're very good people. And here's the thing. Devin has a very atypical family. Okay? Devin's father was killed. He was murdered when he was 8 months old. Okay? So her mother was a single mother of 2, but she never felt sorry for herself. What did Devin's mom do? She worked her ass off. She stayed feminine and found a man, a masculine man, who is extraordinarily talented and a Browns fan, had 2 more sons with him, and today they're a really cool family, man. Her 2 brothers are cool people, man. One gets paid to go to school. He's a plant and bug expert. Brilliant fucking dude. Probably the smartest guy I've ever met. The other guy is a 6'4" Adonis and spends half the year in Alaska on fishing boats. Cool fucking guys, man. Her stepdad is a world-class artiste. I'm not exaggerating. I'm talking about, I don't want to give proprietary information, but her father has done art for Super Bowls. I'll just put it to you like that. Her mother is a lady who's kind, and mama can cook. The apple did not fall too far from the tree at all. Guys, Devin's no snowflake, right? She's not a unicorn. I know you bitches and all you niggas in there, oh, well, he thinks he found it. No, Devin is no unicorn. No. But Devin possesses qualities that elevates my life. And the reason why I'm able to enjoy that is because I vetted her thoroughly. And one of the most important elements of vetting a woman thoroughly is looking at her family life. Now, sluts, on the other hand, they are bad. Bad family life. They don't talk to their family much. The slut doesn't mention her family much. The slut was raised by a single mother or a weak and absentee father. Amy, which was the worst heartbreak of my life, dad was in and out of prison. Daddy issues. Darcy, dad cheated on mom and had a problem with crack. Carla, the girl that was on the phone, that I played the replay on the phone, raised in a foster home and was raped by her uncle, I think when she was 5 years old until she was like 10. Real talk, guys. These are the girls who move to a location every year because they burned their bridges. They burned their bridges with their family, right? And they do off-the-wall foul shit. They fuck their friends' boyfriends. They fuck people over with money. Maybe she fucked her mom's husband. Like, dude, I'm serious. They do this kind of shit. Here's a pro tip. When you get with a girl and you see that she's only got a 2-year history on Facebook, she'll say, well, that's a long story. That means she burned bridges, which means sex. As far as the slut is concerned about family life, they never go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Now, to her credit, sometimes it's not really their fault. You don't choose your family. And while your heart may go out to her, that's not your problem, man. Not your problem. If she came from a chaotic family, guys, she's not gonna make a good girlfriend. She will wreck your life. The seventh trait or characteristic that a woman may possess for potential long-term relationship material, she did not go to a 4-year school. Bottom line, 4-year schools turn girls into sluts. Okay, girls, when they're 18 years old and they get away from home, they fuck a lot of guys. Dude, colleges and universities in this country literally ruins girls for long-term relationships. Dude, they go to frat parties, they get fucked. They go to the football and basketball dorm, they get a fucking train run on them, right? There's drugs, drinking. It's almost like being on meth, right? Like if you did meth for 6 months, you can't go back. It's like the tag the sponsor chicks. They live this fast-paced life, and then all of a sudden they think they're going to be happy settling down. No. Then they're thinking, man, like I'm with this great guy. Why am I not happy? Because you're not staying at 5-star resorts. You're not in Dubai. You're not drinking $500 a bottle of champagne. All of that stuff. Listen, your dopamine receptors are fried. Devin did not go to a 4-year school. She worked her way through community college by what? Working in kitchens. Now, again, Devin's no snowflake. Devin's got a high notch count. She's fucked a lot of guys. That's just how it is. But imagine where her notch count would be if she went to Florida State or went to the University of Florida or worse, the University of Miami. After the break, we're going to continue the vetting process, but now we're going to talk about questions you need to ask yourself when evaluating a female for potential candidacy for training. We'll be right back. So, let's discuss a few things about white girls that every black man should know. Now, there are a lot of black men out who advocate, don't date black women. Don't date black women. Date white girls, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of black men sort of do other black men a disservice. And that disservice is they characterize dating white girls as it being just all peaches and cream. It's the land of milk and honey, right? It's dating white girls, it's all upside. Au contraire. There are many, 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 many downsides to dating white girls. And I think I've done an episode regarding that. I think I called it the downsides of dating white girls or the disadvantages of pursuing white girls, something like that. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about now are a few things about the mentality of white females within the context of a sexual relationship with a black man that black men need to know and understand. Okay? Again, listen, there are advantages to dating white girls, to be sure. Okay? But like every good thing in life, there is a price to be paid. If you want an elite physique, the price to be paid is diet and exercise. If you want to be rich, the price that you pay, you got to work hard. You got to put in 80 hours a week. You want to be an entrepreneur? Guess what? The 40-hour work week is over. For females, if you want a high-value men, the price to be paid is don't get fat, don't be a slut. Those are, unfortunately, those things have become nearly impossible for females to sort of stick with these days. But anyway, part of the price to be paid for dating white girls is that they are, of course, white girls. And there are a few things that you need to understand about dating white girls that you need to get through your head. This stuff ain't changing, guys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've actually got 6. Okay? Number 1, the first thing that black men need to be well aware of regarding white girls is white girls are naive about the struggle. Gentlemen, white girls, and this isn't their fault, right? Because they're white girls. White girls are positively clueless about the things that black men go through on a daily basis. They have no idea what it's like to see a cop in the rearview mirror and have your heart rate elevate, have your blood pressure rise. When a white girl sees a cop behind her, she doesn't think of anything. It's just a cop. Now she feels safe. Me personally, I don't feel safe when there are police officers around. Now, I don't feel like I'm in danger, or at least not most of the time. But when there are cops around, I don't have that sense of security. Like, hey, if shit pops off, the cops are around. No, man. It's every nigga for himself as far as the cops go. And I'll give you a perfect example of white females not having no idea about, quote unquote, the struggle. And black people, we live in a different America than white people. Listen, man, I'm not getting into the whole racial thing. I'm not mad at white people. I'm not doing all of that, right? Not talking about white devils and this. No. But African American men live in a different America than white females, obviously. And I'll give you an example. When I first started dating Devin, okay, we didn't always live together. When I used to go to her place, there was this light right outside her place that says, "Don't make a right on red." And the first time I pulled up to it, I'm driving her car. She's like, just blow through it. I do all the time. I looked at her, or passenger, I looked at her. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, just blow through it. I do it all the time. I said, sweetheart, you're a white woman. I'm a black man. Cops let you get away with more than I do. Then she goes on and on about, the cops here in this city are totally cool. I'm like, did you not hear what I just said? You're a white woman. I'm a black man. Like, cops don't give a fuck. Listen, you think cops are great because you're a white girl. I don't think Devin's ever been arrested. She may have had one ticket in her life, right? She's never had that kind of incident. She just doesn't understand. Here's another example. We were watching Live PD, and I talked about this way back in episode 13. We're watching Live PD. It's a show on A&E. And there was this white girl who got pulled over, okay? And the reason why they pulled her over is because they saw that she quickly switched lanes. And that is when somebody recognizes preemptive traffic stop behavior, if they see a cop in the rear view and they use evasive techniques in terms of getting away from the cop so he can't read her plates, that sends the cop's mind into overdrive. Okay, why are they swerving away? Maybe there's warrants. So he pulls her over. This chick's license was suspended. She had a warrant out for her arrest. She had a warrant out for her arrest, and she had 2 kinds of drugs on her, cocaine and crystal meth. I'm going to say it again. Outstanding warrant, driving while license revoked, okay, and 2 kinds of drugs. The cop let her walk.
Devin saw that and she was utterly shocked. She had no idea. Finally, I said, do you see what I'm talking about? All she could do is just sit there and shake her head, right? She just sat there and shook her. I said, look, I'm not making this shit up. I'll give you another example. We were actually watching Live PD the other day. This is unbelievable. They pulled this dude over. They pulled a black man over because he made a right-hand turn but didn't stay in the right lane. So he made a right-hand turn and then switched lanes into the left lane. I didn't know that that was illegal in Ohio. That's why they pulled this guy over. Turned out that this guy had a warrant out for his arrest for not paying child support. Doesn't matter. They wouldn't have found that out had they not pulled him over for no reason. Then there was a case where a white woman was in her car, all drugged the fuck up. Someone saw her driving and swerving. She managed to park in a parking lot. This bitch was high as a kite. And in the end, the cop said, you know what? I'm just going to let this woman sleep it off so that she can enjoy the rest of her day. There you go, man. It's because of things like this. Because of things like this, white women will never understand about the struggle. The second thing you need to understand is they don't really give a shit about the struggle, nor should they. I did an article on negromanosphere.com. Stop expecting white people to care about the plight of black people. Gentlemen, we are all selfish by nature. This is how it is. This is always the way it's going to be. When we see, commercials about, the starving kids in Africa, our heart goes out to them, and we might even pick up the phone and pledge a couple of bucks a month to help them out. But as soon as we hang up that phone, gentlemen, we're not thinking about that anymore because we're inherently selfish. The fact that your white girlfriend could not give two shits about your struggle as a black man, that's not on her, but you have to understand she doesn't care. Now, she cares about you, right? If you get harassed by the cops, if you're racially profiled, she's going to raise holy hell because that's you, right? But she doesn't give a shit about the plight of black people, guys. They really don't care. Listen, kudos to her for trying to act like she really cares, but she doesn't. It's almost like the female sports fan. You get with a girl, I'm an Eagles fan. Thankfully for me, I don't know how this happened. Devin happens to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and she really is an Eagles fan. Like, she has an old school Brian Westbrook jersey and everything, so I knew she was genuine. But we've all met that girl who tries to be a sports fan, but you can tell she's not really a sports fan because she doesn't really give a shit about sports. It's the same thing there. Here's another thing. Your white girlfriend, she thinks that you are the exception to every stereotype out there. See, again, this is the hive mind of females. In her mind, she wants to rationalize, okay, I made a good decision. He's a black man, and I know I'm going to catch some heat, but he's not the typical black guy. He's not a thug-ass nigga, this and that and the other. Listen, man. I have a podcast that I'm well-spoken and this and that and the other, but make no mistake about the fact, gentlemen, don't let the light skin and the strong command of the English language fool you. I embody a lot of the negative stereotypes of black men. Yes, I have been arrested several times. Yes, I've spent time in jail. Yes, I have a criminal record. Yes, I have a violent fucking temper. This is how it is. I am not special. Okay, I am not he's a black man, but nothing special about me. Your white girlfriend will rationalize in her mind that you are the exception to every stereotype. Now, this doesn't mean that I am the stereotypical black man. Obviously, I'm not a hood nigga. I'm not an Uncle Tom or anything like that. But for me to sit here and say that I am the exception to every rule out there, nah, man. Nope. Now, your girlfriend is going to think this, but you're going to have to be honest with her. You are not special. Here's another thing, and this is very dangerous. I'm on a fucking roll here. This is actually going pretty good. Welcome back to TSR Live. Good to have you guys back today on a Monday. Great show so far today. It is Build Your Woman Week here at TSR Towers, and today we are covering the vetting process. Good show so far. If you like what you hear, if you get something out of my content and you want to contribute to the show, you can do that through my Streamlabs link. I'm putting that in the chat right now. It is www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe 1.
Again, that is streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. You can also donate via Super Chat. And I've got a few Super Chats to shout out. I usually call out the Super Chats during the breaks. And for whatever reason, my Super Chat window is not coming up. So if you want to troll and get away with it, I'm going to have to look at the chat at some point today. So just take advantage of that. Actually, you know what? I think on the next break, I'll just pull up the correct Super Chat window. Anyway, Ematep Hook with a $5 Super Chat says, this is the gems you dropped, Donovan. Salute. Freelance Runner with the $5 Super Chat says, Kevin in sales isn't in the friend zone. He's in her end zone. That's actually pretty good. Terrence Forrest Jr. with the $5 Super Chat says, just showing my support. Keep up the good work. Thank you very, very much for your support, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Again, your support, your Super Chats, your contributions are the reason I'm able to build this studio. Again, it is never, ever, ever lost on me that you guys, your contributions are the reason this show has made the steady improvements it has over the years. And those of you, listen, the TSR OGs, the freelance run-ins of the world, the Miami Jays, the Pine Franks, the Anti-Gravity 74s, the Blasters, our resident Stormy Daniels apologist, you guys know. When I was a once-a-week SoundCloud production with my you guys remember that, right? That used to be a once-a-week podcast. Started, good God, what is this, 19? This is almost 2 years, this is almost 3 years ago now, right? About 2.5 years ago. And now we have this glorious studio. This is all thanks to you guys. So I appreciate your support. Anyway, listen, any way you want to support is absolutely fine by me. If you want to support the show and get something out of it, you can buy tactical soap through my affiliate link. I'm putting that in the chat right now. You can also buy CBD oil, Good Vibe CBD oil, through my affiliate link. So if you're into tactical soap, if you're looking to chill out with some CBD oil, you buy it through my affiliate link. That benefits the show. Okay, let's continue with the vetting process. So I covered the first things that you need to look for and pay attention to. Now I'm going to go over a few questions that you need to ask yourself when you are having a sexual relationship with a female, okay? The first one you need to ask is, this is simple, does she have a clean place? I used to write for Return of Kings, and one of the coolest guys, one of the best writers, is A.V. Yater. The guy's a pilot. Look him up. A.V. Yater. Y-A-D-E-R. This guy's a fucking savage. You guys think I'm savage? Aviator is a fucking savage. Big thanks to HS Lee 169 with the $5 contribution via the Streamlabs link. Thank you very much, HS Lee. Anyway, he wrote an article called "If There's a Mess on the Floor, She's Probably a Whore." This is 2,000% correct. Women with messy apartments, guys, are always sluts. I can't explain it. I don't know why this is. But, dude, if her apartment is messy, they're always hoes. Clothes on the floor. The trash is always full. There's always dirty dishes in the sink. There's nothing scientific about this. All I know is that every female I have ever interacted with, if they have a messy house consistently, they're always sluts. Right? And if she doesn't take care of where she lives, she doesn't take care of herself. She drinks. She does drugs. She has unprotected sex. All of that stuff is messy, and it's reflected in her lack of cleanliness. Here's another question you need to ask yourself. This is a very good question. Does she offer to assist you in your endeavors? Does she support you? Now, let's get this straight, guys. A man does not need a woman's support to be successful. But a woman who is non-supportive or adversarial when it comes to his projects, his endeavors, his goals, and so forth, that's like an anchor. Darcy, she didn't want me to open up a mattress shop, but I did anyway. Then she supported me after she saw it was successful, right? I'm doing $11,000 in revenue every week. Now she jumped aboard. Now, I would have done it with or without her, but had she been more supportive, life would have been a little bit better. Again, It's not necessary. It wasn't necessary for her to support me because I opened up the mattress shop anyway, right? But pushing back and telling you that you shouldn't be doing X, Y, or Z or trying ABC, that's a deal breaker. Cannot be in a relationship with you. Devin definitely supports me. She actually, believe it or not, and I was thinking about doing this anyway, but I had never said it out loud. She actually said to me just one day, you know what? You should think about doing a podcast, right? Devin built my website. The first ever TSR t-shirt, she surprised me with. The TSR hoodie, she bought for me. She came to the 21 convention to support me, and she will continue to do so as long as we're together. Guys, having the support, having her support makes a huge difference. And listen, it's one of the reasons I made her my girlfriend. Is her support essential? No. Listen, I would have done what I would have done and became who I would have became with or without her. My podcast would be where it is now, with or without Devin. Maybe it would have taken a little bit longer, right? But my rise to success is nice because I have someone to share it with who supports what I do. That makes a huge difference. Here's another very important question to ask yourself about a female as far as vetting her. Has she had an abortion? Gentlemen, if she's had an abortion, that's a black flag. She's damaged beyond repair. A woman who has had an abortion, think about what I'm about to say here, because we give it this name. An abortion is the process of killing a baby inside the mother. Okay? A woman who has had an abortion has willingly killed the baby growing within her. And guess what, guys? The reason she did it is because she didn't want to ruin her body. And they give all the excuses in the world. Well, I didn't want to bring a child in this world. You're selfish as fuck, but now all of a sudden you care? You care so much that you're willing to actually kill the kid? I'm not ready to be a parent. Well, guess what? You should have thought of that before we let him fuck you raw. I don't want it to be imposter. I don't want to be in foster care. Oh, back to that cruel world excuse again. My body, my choice. Oh, so when you want an abortion, it's your choice and yours alone. But if you decide to have the kid now you want the father involved. Now you want the child support. Well, the mother's health is at risk. Guys, it's 2019. It ain't 1920. Women very rarely die during childbirth anymore, if at all. Try again. Well, what if she was raped? A regret sex isn't rape. Getting raw dogged in a club bathroom by the DJ isn't raped. Having consensual sex under the influence of alcohol isn't raped. Any woman who has had an abortion is extremely selfish, and selfishness in the form of an abortion, that is a 100% deal breaker. Does she take care of herself? That's another question you should ask her. Is she fat? Is her mom fat? Or members of her family fat? If she has fat family members, they likely have bad eating habits, which means she'll get fat. Under the umbrella of does she take care of herself? Does she smoke? Guys, smoking is a deal breaker as far as long-term relationships are concerned. Now, if you're just a fuck buddy, friend with benefits, I don't give a fuck. Smoke all you want. We'll have after-sex cigarettes all the time. Fine. But long-term relationships, no. I cannot be in a relationship with a female who smokes. Amy was a smoker. Darcy was a smoker. Carla was a smoker. Does she work out? Right? Does she watch what she eats? Right? Does she work out? Devin works out. I hired a personal trainer for her. Devin is a Nazi about her diet. She works out very hard. Luckily for her, she hit the genetic lottery. Right? She just turned 35 years old. She understands that unless she is proactive about keeping her body as tight as it is, things will go south. So she's doing something about it. Does she keep her hair and nails done? Right? Does she take pride in her personal appearance? Women who are sloppy, wear sweatpants, have their hair in like the sloppy ponytail all the time, nails never done, hair never done, they're out of the running. If she does not take care of herself, she will not take care of you. Here's another question to ask. Is she genuinely kind? And not the fake kind, where she's only nice to you when she wants something. I mean kindness because it's who she is. right? All girls are kind at first until the new wears off, or they smell the thirst and the desperation on you, right? How does she react when you raise your voice at her? Does she raise her voice back, or does she try to state her case respectfully? Right? Kind girls lower their voices, and she states her case respectfully. Bitches always clap back. I know. Nope. And guys, listen, I have laid into Devin plenty of times. Plenty of times. She has respectfully stated her case, her side of the story, but she has never clapped back in a way that is, she's never clapped back, period. She has never disrespected me in that way. She did once. She did once when we first started talking. And I checked her on it. She hasn't even come close. Does Devin get upset? Of course she does. She's human. Does she vocalize concerns and raise questions? Yes. That's what I want. But when she does it with kindness and respect. Devin is not fake. Devin is docile. I don't need aggressive chicks. The last question you should ask yourself when vetting a female for a potential long-term relationship is, does she follow through? Does she do what she says she's going to do? Right? There are a lot of girls out there who say, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but then they just end up doing something else. And then they've always got 101 excuses. Right? Does she follow through? Hey, come over. I'm going to cook you A, B, and C. You go over there. We're just going to order in. She just gets lazy for whatever reason. Now, listen, there are different circumstances and different measures and this and that and the other. I get it. I understand that. But if a female does not follow through, she doesn't do what she says she's going to do, she is unreliable. I cannot be in a relationship with a female who is unreliable. Neither should you. Big shout out. Thanks goes to Clayton Kuiper with the $5 contribution via the Donovan Sharpe Streamlabs link. So big thanks to HS Lee 169 and Clayton Kuiper with the $5 contribution to the show. Appreciate that. You guys have contributed $25 to the show. I appreciate that. On the other side of the break, we're going to round third and head for home. I'm going to give you my list of the most important abilities a woman has to be your main chick. Stay right there, guys. We end the show after the break. Horse is tattoos on women and the difference between red flags, crimson flags, and black flags. Not all tattoos are created equal. Not all red flags are created equal either. So Jimmy B submitted this question a while back. Okay. He said, let me go ahead and pull this up here. He says, Donovan, I know that you have discussed this as a marker of a woman who is a slut with a high notch count. The one thing I've noticed is that a lot of women tend to have a tattoo on their arm, or at least one that is visible. I know you've also talked about girls who have a foot tattoo being an anal slut as well. Is there a link, he continues, between the arm tattoo and a girl's notch count being super high, like more than 100 or something? He ends it with, I don't think I have ever met a woman with a tattoo who is virgin-like ever. This is a very good statement and question here by Jimmy. We all talk about girls who have red flags. Red flags are defined as characteristics, traits, or habits that make a girl less likely to be a good or decent significant other. Now, to be clear, gentlemen, red flags don't necessarily disqualify a woman from your commitment. Listen, my own girlfriend, Devin, she's got a few red flags, but I've managed to mitigate most of those red flags, if not completely tamp them all down. Lesser men would not be able to do what I do. And again, not all red flags are created equal, but they are what they are. If a girl has a red flag, you need to be on the lookout and prepare accordingly. And the more red flags any given woman has, the more likely it is that she will turn your life upside fucking down in many different ways. Also, red flags are synonymous with slut, tells, and women. Anytime a woman has a red flag, it always manifests itself through sex, because women can only self-destruct through sex. Even if they have self-destructive habits, those self-destructive habits lead to sex.
She drinks a lot, means she fucks a lot. She's a slut. She cuts herself out of with self-mutilation, self-hate, she's a slut. If she does drugs, she's a slut. If she gambles, she's a slut. Doesn't matter. Any vices, any bad habits a female has always manifests itself in sexual ways. So if she has a red flag, she has a slut tell. That's what that is. So red flags are cause for concern. So make sure you proceed with extreme caution. But if she has too many red flags, that's when you hit the eject button. Now, I'm not going to talk about red flags because you guys know that I've discussed them, ad nauseum, right? I mean, I've discussed them, ad nauseum. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it. Good Lord, we're on episode 432. Dude, I've discussed them on the Sharpe Shorts, the Brother Pill, the Red Man Group. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. But I'm also going to talk about something else, and these are called crimson flags. We have what I like to call crimson flags. Crimson flags, gentlemen, are the habits and characteristics that are a little more alarming than red flags. Again, they don't completely disqualify a woman from a long-term relationship, okay? But they almost do. If you meet a female with crimson flags, which, I'm going to discuss what a crimson flag is in terms of a tattoo, you need airtight, rock-solid game, because if you do not, she'll do more damage than a woman with red flags, okay? Then, take it one step further, then there are habits, traits, and characteristics, circumstances that damage a female beyond repair. These are not red flags, these are not crimson flags, these are black flags. These are things that make females radioactive as far as long-term relationships are concerned. And if a man doesn't have any kind of game, if you don't have any game, if you are new to game, I would strongly suggest not even sticking your dick in these chicks even one time. Women who are damaged beyond repair are BPD girls, borderline personality disorder, girls who know how to manipulate on multiple levels, females who are diabolical and will take their pound of flesh out of you if you so much as interact with them, even on a platonic level, let alone fuck them. Okay? Again, females with black flags are BPD girls. Okay? Dude, if you get over on or if you have, or even game aware, gentlemen, if you have game, stay away from these chicks. You guys with game, stay away from these guys. Black Label Logic knows all about BPD chicks. Doesn't fuck with them. Okay? This is just how it is. So to answer Jimmy's question within the context of tattoos, red, crimson, and black flags, here is that definitive answer. So let's break this down here. Red flag tattoos, okay? There are two qualifications for red flag tattoos. The first qualification, anything that can be covered up or can be seen when she's naked. Number two, the tattoo is small, okay? So I'll give you a few examples of a red flag tattoo. A tramp stamp, kind of, right? If she wears a midriff or something where you can see her belly, yeah, you can see the tramp stamp, but it can be covered up. Small ankle tattoo can be covered with socks, right? A small foot tattoo can be covered with shoes, kind of, right? High heels, probably not. A tattoo at the top of her neck, like at the base of her neck, that can be covered with her hair. Maybe a small tattoo behind the ear, covered with her hair. Okay? Red flag tattoos are very small and very easily covered. All right? Then you have crimson flag tattoos. Okay? Crimson flag tattoos have three qualifications. Qualification number one, they are not easily concealed. Qualification number two, they are visible most of the time with or without clothing. Qualification number three, they are not small. They are small to medium large. Okay? Not easily concealed, visible most of the time with or without clothing. And they are small to medium, maybe a little bit bigger. So examples of a crimson flag tattoo. In other words, proceed with extreme caution. Tattoo on the wrist, inner wrist or outer wrist. A tit tattoo that can be seen when she shows cleavage. Again, most women show cleavage most of the time, so that tit tattoo is going to be visible. A large foot tattoo that covers most of the foot. an upper arm tattoo that can be seen. This is a tattoo. This is a Superman tattoo, right? I got it when I was 24. I need to get it covered up. Either way, doesn't matter. I am fucking Superman, so I don't give a shit. But tattoos like that, an upper arm tattoo that can be seen, right? And girls don't, girls get roses, they get pictures. It's not too large, but it's definitely visible, not easily concealed. Now we have a black tattoo, the black tattoo, the black flag tattoo. There are 2 qualifications for a black flag tattoo. And if you see a woman with these tattoos, this is a black flag, which means she is radioactive. Do not stick your cock in these females under any circumstances. I don't care how hot she is, man. Do not fuck with these bitches. 2 qualifications for a black tattoo. Qualification number 1, it cannot be covered up, no matter how much she wears in terms of clothes. Number 2, it is extremely large. Black flag tattoos, hand tattoos, can never be covered up. Number 2, neck tattoos. Right? Now, listen, might be in the back of the neck. That's a crimson flag. A neck tattoo that can't be covered up. Even if she has long hair, you can see that neck tattoo. Carla had a neck tattoo. Number 3, facial tattoos. If she has a tattoo on her face, guys, stay the fuck away. Okay? Murals on her back. These back pieces, these 80-hour back pieces. Stay the fuck away, black flag. Okay? Large thigh tattoos that cover up the entire thigh. Freelancer, and I see what you did. I see exactly what it said. Absolutely. These large thigh tattoos. Huge tattoos. Black flag tattoos. Sleeve tattoos. Any girl with a sleeve tattoo, that's a black flag. You absolutely positively should never fuck with these chicks. Or some girls even have shirts. Their whole torso is covered in ink. So, to answer Jimmy B's question, just because a girl has a tattoo doesn't necessarily mean that she can't be a decent mate. Doesn't mean that she can't be at least viable for a long-term relationship, okay? If she has red flags, that doesn't take her out of the running. She has crimson flags that almost takes her out of the running, but you've got to have airtight game, number 1. Number 2, she's got to want those crimson flag traits, personality traits, etc. She's going to have to want to change for you. But number 3, dude, the black flag tattoos, stay the fuck away. Dude, if she has a tattoo on her neck, she has a sleeve tattoo, thigh tattoo, hand tattoo, any tattoo that is huge and cannot be covered up. That's it. She's out. So welcome back to TSR Live, episode 444. Good to have you guys in on a Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. Had a good, it was actually quite a busy weekend for me. Did the show with Steve the Dean and Rollo Tomasi, The Red Line. We do that every Friday night at 8 Eastern. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this week because Rollo and Steve are going to be in Orlando. I'm not flying down for the 21 convention until Saturday afternoon. So I don't know if we're going to do the Red Line. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see if we can get that done. But then Saturday I was on the air for 4 hours. I was on the Redman group for 2.5, 3 hours. Then I did another hour with Steve the Dean, Modern Life Dating. And then of course Sunday, I spend mostly all day doing show prep. So, I'm getting to a point now where I can start carving out, some weekend time to get a little bit of R&R. Because after I was off the air, I took the rest of the day off. So that's always good. Send me your show ideas, guys. Let me know what your show requests are, what you want to talk about. If you come across an article, a blog post, a video, something on social media, anything and everything Red Pill related, send them all to tsr@donovansharpe.com. Again, that is tsr@donovansharpe.com. I always say this. You guys drive the bus. Never, ever forget that.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and end the show with the 10 most important abilities that a female has to have. Now, and I'm going to liken it to professional sports. You guys know I'm a sports fan. I try not to make this, sports talk radio, but every once in a while there are parallels between sports and relationships with women, the red pill. But in professional sports, more specifically football, it is often said that the best ability is availability. Okay? If you're a player who gets injured a lot, doesn't matter how talented you are, doesn't matter if your completion percentage is 75, doesn't matter if you run a 4.240, doesn't matter if you've had 5 sacks the game before, none of that matters if you are unable to play. NFL teams are now starting to evaluate intangibles, right? What's a player's attitude like? What's he like upstairs? Is he crazy? Does he love football? Does he have a chip on his shoulder? Is he lazy? Is he entitled? Most teams are pretty good at evaluating talent. That's standard. All teams can see speed. They can see strength. They can see football acumen, right? It's easy to see that player X is either a guy who can or cannot make your team. That's it, just based on his measurables. But the teams that have the most success are teams that are also able to accurately evaluate the intangibles and then cultivate that player to be the best he can be. Read the New England Patriots. He might be the fastest guy in the draft, but if he's got a drinking problem, he's probably not going to last that long in the league. Okay? A guy might have pinpoint accuracy and can read defenses, but if he doesn't have good work ethic, he's going to be a bad quarterback. It's the same with women, guys. It is very easy for us to evaluate a woman's attractiveness. We take a look at her, and we either want to fuck her or we do not. Now, the first and most important ability for a woman to have is fuckability, right? If she's not fuckable, we're not interested. Doesn't matter if she can cook. Doesn't matter if she has a great personality. Doesn't even matter if she makes 6 figures. I don't need the money, man. If we aren't sexually attracted to her, we don't want to fuck her. So if she's attractive, if she's fuckable, then most guys will want her. But the guys who are accurately able to evaluate the intangibles that a woman has or doesn't have, those are the guys who are the most successful with women. These are the guys who rarely get burned. These are the guys who suffer very little emotional or financial setbacks as the result of a bad relationship with a woman, if any at all. These are the guys who are able to correctly judge a woman, right? These are guys who are able to decide on whether or not he wants to continue with her, and then further cultivate good habits while mitigating her bad habits so she can be the best woman she can be. And it starts with recognizing the most important abilities a woman has to have to be considered, to spit my tongue there, for a long-term relationship. So I'm going to give you guys a few of the most important abilities a woman should have to be in the running for a long-term girlfriend, long-term relationship. Number 1, I just said it, fuckability. Fuckability, guys, is the most important ability, because if you're not fuckable, we're never going to find out about all of her other qualities because we're not sexually attracted to her. So many girls out here these days, they're out here trying to push this, they're always trying to push their fat friends off to one of their guy friends, a friend zone, right? And they're talking about, well, she may not be a 10, but she's an awesome person. That's all that matters, right? Wrong. She can be as awesome as Donovan actually, I've come up with a new middle name for myself. She can be as awesome as Donovan Templeton Sharpe, but if she doesn't give me a boner, she's going to keep all that awesomeness to herself. Not interested. Number 2, availability. Men of value do not want to be with a woman who's always fucking busy. Yes, it's good for women to have a job. It's good for her to have a healthy social life, maybe. It's good for her to have productive hobbies. It's good for her not to be sitting at home every night at all hours of the night on Facebook and Instagram or swiping right for cock all night. Okay? But too many girls out here are just too fucking busy. They're never home. They're always out of town. Right? We know girls like this. They're always doing something every day, every night, and all weekend long. Now, that's not a bad thing as far as she's concerned. That's not a bad thing because as far as she's concerned, okay? But a woman like this doesn't have the time or availability to meet my needs as a man, guys. I'm not going to commit to a chick who's never around And 5%ers, men with red pill awareness and exercise that red pill awareness, they don't either. If I want to go out to dinner or go on a weekend getaway, I need to know my girl is going to be there. I'm not trying to be with a chick whose schedule is always fucking full. Number 3, trainability. We're going to get into this hardcore tomorrow. That's right, I said trainability. A woman who is not trainable is a woman who is either single all the time or she's dating guys she's really not interested in. And then dudes wonder why women cheat so much, right? Well, one of the reasons is that most girls aren't trainable and that most men have no idea how to train them. Guys, women need to be trained because they are raised with bad habits, habits that are conducive to slutty behavior. Social media is something that needs to be trained out of them. Showing cleavage when they're not with you needs to be trained out of them. Checking in periodically is something they need to be trained to do. Right? And again, tomorrow, we're doing a deep dive. How to train your woman. A woman who is not trainable is a woman that a man of value is not going to commit to. Point blank period. Don't give a fuck. The 4th ability is teachability. Now, this is a little different from trainability. Training a woman means training bad behaviors out of her and training good behaviors into her. Okay? But a woman who is not teachable is a woman who is teachable, is a woman who is willing to open her mind and accept new ideas about life and relationship. As in acknowledging the fact that successful relationships ain't 50-50. Successful relationships ain't she wears the pants in the relationship. Listen, these women, a teachable woman is the understanding that men and women are not equal. We are very different. Dealing with a hard-headed female who can't wrap her mind around the fact that you are the leader and that she's the follower, that is a pain in the ass, guys. She needs to be taught, she needs to be taught that a man makes most of the big, important decisions. She needs to be taught that earning trust isn't a one-time thing. She needs to know that she has to earn your trust each and every day and that the reset button is hit each and every day. She needs to be teachable in this regard. If a woman's going to be set in her ways, she ain't going to fall in. She's not going to fall in with the way you run your ship. And if she doesn't fall in with the way you run your ship, she's not going to make a very good significant other. Not going to make a very good girlfriend. Number 5, the 5th most important ability is compatibility. Now, a lot of people seem to think that compatibility means something means having a lot in common. Well, we have a lot in common, so we're compatible, right? They think that if you don't like the same things or have the same personality traits or the same religion or political views, that the relationship is doomed to fail. That's not true, guys. Being compatible with someone just means you get along. That's it. I know people who are the same in every way and they can't fucking stand each other. Familiarity breeds contempt. My mother and my youngest sister, they can't stand each other. Why? Because they're the same person. There's this axiom that opposites attract. And in a lot of cases, that is true because one personality on one end of the spectrum complements the other personality on the opposite end. But so long as you simply get along with your woman, you are compatible with her. This means you're not fighting and bickering about dumb shit all the time. This means that when you go out, you have a great time together. This means you genuinely enjoy each other's company. Give you another example. Devin and I, we are nothing alike. We are polar opposites. I'm extremely high energy. I'm super intense. She's laid back. I have a very outgoing and gregarious personality. She's more of an introvert. I'm extremely regimented and disciplined. Her, well, not so much, right? But we get along great. We have a great time together. Not only that, she helps to calm me down when she sees that I start to lose my temper. And in return, I help her exercise discipline and consistency. We work well together because we're compatible, and it has nothing to do with what we do or do not have in common. If you are not compatible with your woman, if you don't get along, if you don't complement each other, she's going to end up being a lot more trouble than she's worth. Later on today, I am going to release the last 5 of the 10 most important abilities a woman has to be with you on Patreon. Again, I'm going to release the last 5 of the 10 most important abilities a woman has to be with you on Patreon. I'm actually going to be releasing that at 5 o'clock p.m. on Patreon. www.patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe is the way to get your hands on that information. Woo! Wow. Been on the air for almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 54 minutes. Yeah, this is why I'm starting every show this week at 12 o'clock, because there's far too much information, far too many subjects and topics to talk about to keep it to a 2-hour show. After this week, of course, I'm going to have, this week is going to be a little bit different. Normally I'm on Monday through Thursday, 1 to 3. This week I'm going to be on Monday through Friday between 12 and 3. Okay? I don't know if I'm going to be doing the Red Line hotline with Rollo and Steve this week on Friday. I don't know. Redman Group not going to be airing on Saturday, but there are going to be 3 Redman Group lives on Sunday, and I'm going to be hosting at least one of those episodes. I had the privilege of hosting Redman Group live at the 21 convention this last October. It was a fucking blast. I didn't know I was hosting the show until the day before. So looking forward to man. I got to tell you, man, I cannot wait to get down to the 21 convention, man. I had a fantastic time. Got to meet the guys, got to shake hands with a lot of you. And listen, I'm not a featured speaker at this 21 convention Patriarch edition because I, of course, am not a father. I don't have any kids or anything like that, but I will be giving a workshop. Myself and Steve the Dean, we're going to team up and we're going to do a workshop together. That is an additional benefit to being at the 21 convention. Like I said, guys, tickets are still available. For the 21 convention. We have just a few left. And Anthony Johnson has just told us, hey, listen, you buy one, you get one free. You buy one ticket, you get the second one free. So if you and somebody if you and a buddy want to get down to the 21 Con Patriarch and money was kind of an issue, dude, you get to split everything down the middle. You get 2 tickets for the price of one. You can split the hotel. You can split the airfare. Everybody wins. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Steve the Dean is taking me and my lady out for a steak dinner. And he said he's going to throw in dessert this time. So extra benefit there. So I'm very, very much looking forward to getting down to Orlando. Dev and I are flying out. We're going to get there Saturday afternoon. And then the Heroes Dinner is Saturday night. I can't wait for that. So looking forward to that. Tomorrow we are going to talk about training your woman. That is, listen, when it comes to relationships, and a lot of people, more specifically women, they have a problem with the term training, right? Well, ain't nobody going to train me. Well, this is why you're still single, boo. Because listen, don't let the vernacular discourage you. Women need to be trained. They have to be trained because they are raised like sluts. You can't. What else am I supposed to call it? What am I going to do? Teach you how to be a quality woman? No, you'll never be a quality woman. You're going to be a quality woman as long as I have a hold of you. This is why I need to train you. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about how to begin the training process. We're going to be talking about. We're also going to be talking about how to reward your woman, when to punish her, when to reward her, and all the rest of that. So tomorrow's episode is going to be even better than this one. Like I said, it's Build Your Woman Week here at TSR Towers, and I'm looking forward to it. And at the end of the week, when all this is over, actually after a couple of weeks, I'm going to have to cut it up and everything. I'm going to be releasing the condensed audio version. I'm going to be releasing the condensed audio version of all 5 episodes. So it's basically going to be how to build your woman. Boom. Right there. I don't know when I'm going to make it available. I don't know how much I'm going to charge for it. But all the work involved in turning it into audio, then cutting it up and putting it all together. That's going to take some work, so it's going to take me a little while to get that done. But anyone who is new to the red pill, that would actually be a pretty good supplement, right? Hey, I'm new to the red pill. I want all in. What do I do? Well, number one, you read The Rational Male. Well, hopefully people say, you know what? Number two, Donovan's got this condensed audio file on how to build a better woman. This is how to really build a relationship with a female of potential quality. You might want to check that out. So hopefully it starts getting mixed in with that brand. You know how that goes. That's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Like I said, tune in tomorrow at 12 Eastern, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific to learn how to train, reward, and punish your woman. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. I ain't finna lie, but baby girl fine. She got some melanin in her. Yeah, she got that melanin in her. She got that melanin skin. For all the ladies with melanin that's comfortable in their element. You a natural baby, that's evident. All the shade they throw your way is irrelevant. That shade you rock can be like medicine. Always on point, I respect your regimen. But you a spread the win, so you don't really gotta try. Other bitches style jack and wonder why. Cause they wanna be like you. They be buying booty that you grew natural. But they be trying to tan so they look like you. Trying to keep a man so they cook like you. Light skinned, dark skinned.